Hey Cowboys fans, I just woke up from a nap and I wanted to do a stream. I was hoping to come on earlier, but if I don't get anybody, that's okay. I think people can watch the live stream later. I want to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys today. I got all these books. I got this book about Troy Aikman, Inside the Star. We got a few others, so we can talk about Cowboys and football history, and I can learn a few things. Maybe you can learn along with me. Bring your kids. But first of all, YouTube officially gave me this 1,000 subscriber trophy. That's great. I'll get another one, a silver one, 100,000. But just wanted to show you. My sister didn't make this. YouTube sent it to me officially, of course. So let's go ahead and hit this up. We put it right there. Does that look good? That looks great. That looks great right there. Maybe a little off to the side. Maybe a little bit off to the side too. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. So we have that there. There we go. That's beautiful. That's perfect. All right. Let's talk Cowboys history. I already talked about the history of the running backs. I found out we went to a Super Bowl in 1977, won. 1978, we lost. I was with Tony Dorsett, who's very famous, and we got him. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I learned all about our running backs, and I told you about them. But now we're just gonna learn a little bit of the history uh of the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, Dot. I just woke up from a nap, so I decided to do a live stream. Joe Todd is here with me. Thank you so much for being such a valued member of our community. We love you so very much. Joe Todd wants to learn a little bit about Dallas Cowboys history, and of course, one of our greatest, Troy Aikman. Roger Starbuck was good too. Danny White was also very good. But this book is called Troy Aikman and the Dallas Cowboys. So we wanted to go up on there. Dotot, I wanted to let you know we hung up the 1,000 subscriber trophy. A little subscriber 1,000 subscriber award that we got from YouTube. Of course, no one made it for me. It's a beautiful cardboard printout that YouTube just sent me. So I'm very proud of that. We did add another subscriber. We have 1,334 right now. I don't know where they came from, but if you're out there, thank you so much for your support. You can click the like and subscribe button. Well, you can like this video and then hit the subscribe button. And then when I qualify, we can get some memberships and get some crazy emojis, do some emotes, really go nuts. And I do have some ideas for some emotes, so that's gonna come as soon as as soon as I qualify for all of that. So that'll be great. That'll be really great. Um, oh yeah, we will give you the history, of course. There are 5 chapters. There are 5 chapters to this book, right? 3 out of 4 is chapter 1. Oh boy, 3 out of 4. I don't know what that could mean, but in football, they have third down and then they have fourth down. So 3 out of. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. Huh. The Landry years. Oh boy. Okay. So a little history of the Dallas Cowboys, and there are 2 people on here. What's up, 2 people? I love you guys so very much. I'm wearing my Leighton Vander Esch jersey today. I know he's retired. I know he's not with the team anymore, but it's the first official jersey I bought with like all the money. The first one is a Tony Romo jersey, number 8. I got that at TJ Maxx. So I didn't like pay the NFL.com price. I paid the TJ Maxx slash no one wanted this jersey price a long time ago. So oh yes, got some YouTube. Maybe I should do some ASMR too. My mic is on. Should I do some ASMR and just read the book like I'm a hot girl Lots and tips. No, I don't need to do that. I'm not a hot girl, and I don't plan to be anytime soon. So yeah, let's get started. But yeah, I have my number 51 jersey. That's the number that I would wear if I was a Dallas Cowboy. I would be a cornerback, and in my mind, we would advance to Super Bowl against the Rams, and then I would lead a comeback to win the game. That's my fantasy coming to life a little bit. So yes, Tom Landry was our owner before who's our current Jerry Jones. So there's some history right there. Tom Landry was an owner, then Jerry Jones. No, Tom Landry was a coach. What am I talking about? It's the Tom Landry year. If you had another owner, he bought it from who wasn't the owner for very long. Gosh, mixing everything up now. And then, well, they were losing in the late '80s, and then Jerry Jones came from Arkansas. He was like, "Hey, I'm coming from Arkansas. Can I buy this team? I'm Jerry Jones. Got some money from the oil industry, and I want to buy our team." And the guy, the previous owner, I can't even remember. I did a video from I can't even remember his name. Maybe his name was Gil Brandt. I can't remember. I think that's someone else though. So don't even listen to me. He's like, oh yeah, you can have the team. And Jerry Jones was like, great. Hey Tom, Tom Landry, you're fired. And Tex Schramm, the general manager, you're fired. I'm the general manager. And you got Jimmy Johnson, who I think shared general manager responsibilities. So it's a little history. I haven't even started reading this book yet. We're already diving into history. I did a 1989, a 1990, and 1991 reaction video, which now that I think about it, they're like 8 to 10 minutes long. They might as well be a history of the Dallas Cowboys video. But I do some fun reactions for some people. Oh, we lost our other person. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Oh gosh. Well, if you're on here, you can ask me whatever you like. Uh, go for it. You know, and I'll answer all your questions too. Shows 0 people, but I know Joe Todd is there, so I thank you very much for listening. All right, chapter 1, 3 out of 4. After winning the National Football League titles, NFL, of course, for the 1992 and 1993 seasons, the Dallas Cowboys were in great position to become the first team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. Obviously, we didn't. We won in 92, 93, 95. So that 94 season, oh yeah, that's what it's talking about. That 94 season, we did not win, unfortunately, because well, we're America's team, so I assume other teams cheated or we got out refed or something. The refs, someone else paid the refs, so I guess. They were young. They had superstars such as quarterback Troy Aikman and running back Emmitt Smith. Well, that's great. They did. They did. Emmitt Smith they got him in 1990 drafts. In Florida, go Gators, go Gators, which I can definitely support the Florida Gators and support my school and Emmitt Smith. And of course, this is just Cowboy stuff. And the party is right here, of course. Uh, they weren't bothered by the pressure that came with being in big games. Then head coach Jimmy Johnson left the team. Oh gosh, he did leave the team, didn't he? That's terrible. Johnson had been instrumental in the Cowboys' resurgence. You got a little picture of a Troy Aikman in a very big jersey, very big. Might be copyright. I might not show this too often. The Cowboys hadn't won a playoff team playoff game in 7 years before Johnson. Yeah, so we weren't winning playoff games. So we got Jim Johnson as head coach, replacing Tom Landry. So yeah, he had built the current roster by drafting a great players and finding them in free agency. They won just one game in 1989. That's true. That's true. They won just one game. Excuse me. Johnson's first year in Dallas. I can't remember who we beat. I wrote it down too. 2 years later, the Cowboys were in the playoffs. Pretty good. And that was the 91 season, yeah. The next season, they won the Super Bowl for the first time in 15 years. Then they won it again the following year. He would be a tough act to follow. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones replaced him with another successful former college coach, Barry Switzer. But Dallas fell to the San Francisco 49ers in the 1994 National Football Conference Championship game, NFC. So there's AFC and there's NFC. We lost in the NFC. We went all the way to the conference game. We lost to the 49ers. I mean, that's crazy. How many times have we done that? We lost to the 49ers a lot. Look at the last 2 years. We can't beat Jimmy Garoppolo. Who's like, where do I throw it? My tight end 5 yards away? Check. And we lost to Brock Purdy. He's like, where do I throw it? One of the three best receivers ever? All right, go for it. We lost. We lost to him, unfortunately. 49ers went on to route, a strong word, the San Diego Chargers in the Super Bowl. 49ers, huh? So if we beat them, we could have got another ring. 4 out of 4. Damn. 3 out of 3, and then 4 out of 4. All the Cowboys could do was watch. Yeah, that's terrible. When I'm 60 and I tell my grandchildren about this team, star receiver Michael Irvin said, I will tell them with pride about a team that just kept bouncing back. Well, let me tell you this, losing was rough. And here's the quarterback in that 1994 San Francisco game. Let me see. Was it? It wasn't the guy. It was in the 49ers 1994 Super Bowl. Was that back? Steve Young. Yeah, Steve Young. And he took over for Joe Montana. So Steve Young got, I think, his only Super Bowl. His only Super Bowl, and people are like, "Is Steve Young good?" He has a ring. People are debating whether you're good or not. Hey, you have a ring, so whatever. Who even cares if people think you're good? You have a ring. That's hard to get. So we could have got 3 out of 4. Oh well, I guess. So the Cowboys make sure they wouldn't lose the next year. Okay. They set a new goal. No team had won 3 Super Bowls in 4 seasons. Is that true? Wow, that's pretty impressive. No wonder we're America's team, guys. We're the best. Are we the best team in the world? I guess we are. I'll say it because I'm a Cowboys fan. We don't look it right now. I'll tell you that. But we always have to have hope. The problem is we've had hope from 2010 to today. Every season we're like, hey, maybe this is the year. And then Romo was like 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. We did go to the playoffs, but we did not. Oh, did not win. What's up, Joe Tots? Yeah, you laughing at the Dallas Cowboys? Joe Tot is. I'll put a little emoji there. Joe Tot is a Panthers fan. I know that. You guys went in 2015, but you lost to the Denver Broncos. You did go though, so props. I remember all the times the Cowboys lost. We lost a couple. We lost a couple big games, Super Bowls. Uh, they would do that. Oh, it's okay. You have Bryce Young and yeah. So Good luck on that. No, you have Bryce Young, Jonathan Brooks, and Tavion Sanders. You got Tavion Sanders, didn't you? And Jalen Coker. Literally in a year, your team is going to look a lot better because what's going to happen is all these players will need time to develop. Jonathan Brooks will need time to heal. Coming off injury, he's probably not going to be great the first year, and he's probably not going to play the full year. So what's going to happen is Bryce Young, behind maybe a shaky O line, is going to be thrown to some of these guys. If Jalen Coker doesn't make the practice squad, he'll throw to him. He'll be like, Coker's open. He's fast. He's good. But he'll need time to develop too. Not facing that stiff competition at Holy Cross. And it'll be like, Taylor Sanders, awesome. Jonathan Brooks, he's not here yet. So you'll have to, and it's like, oh, wait, I just have 1 second to throw, and all the other teams have 5 seconds. Except for Joe Burrow, he has like half second, and then he's running for his life. But look what he did with this team. He went to the Super Bowl with bad O line. So just you'll wait. Maybe you'll win like 3 games this year, and then you'll try to improve. I mean, we won 1 game in 1989, so you could be just like us. I think you won 1 game, right? You won a game. Nice. Yeah, I think you won a game. 23. Bryce Young's not bad. He just needs some people to actually throw him the ball. He'd probably take a bag of concrete out there if he could. Where's the concrete? Number 100 for 100 pounds, wherever. Where's 100? Oh, bam, right there. He'll probably, it'll sink pretty quickly, and it won't catch it. It doesn't have any arms, this bag of concrete, but he'll throw it to him. So that's something. Keep I don't know. Keep the faith, Panthers fans. But let's see. They would do that to get that 3rd ring. Though they needed to overcome losing some key players in free agency. The big big FA free agency. Weren't we supposed to get Derrick Henry in free agency? All right, well, we didn't. So let's get over it. We're gonna get we're gonna get another running back. We're gonna get another one. So they also had to overcome losing twice to their most hated rival, the Washington Redskins. Now the Commies. I mean, Commanders. Sorry, guys. Sorry, DC. And once to the 49ers. We're still losing to the 49ers, but we are whooping Washington pretty bad. Of course, Washington's going to be a lot better since they have better players now, a new quarterback, a new coach, and a new owner. They're all excited. They're like, oh my gosh, Washington. What do we do? I haven't felt excitement for this team forever. I guess I'll go to practice. I'll get a jersey. I don't know. But yeah, they have what's his face? They have a quarterback. Who do they have? They have Jaden Daniels. Drake May was his Patriot. So they have Jaden Daniels, a Heisman-winning trophy quarterback. So yeah, a defensive coach. No problem. Let's just get the guy who won a Heisman this year. Problem solved. All right. Starting a dynasty. Now, kids, this is important. You have to learn why Dallas Cowboys are so great and why they've been talking about their 90s success ever since. Why Jared Jones probably mentions it on his radio show every 5 minutes. Because they did accomplish something. Jerry Jones, first 5 years with the team, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 5, 6, 7 seasons. They won 3 Super Bowls. I mean, imagine if you're a GM and an owner and you've had that level of success, and not to mention the fact that you brought in your own coach, and then you got a little heated, so you put that coach aside, and you brought in another coach that won a Super Bowl. So Jimmy Johnson won 2, right? And then Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl. I mean, your head will be seen for miles. Your ego will be taught in history classes. I mean, what are you going to do? If you've had that level of success, you're going to try to sustain that and emulate it like we're trying right now. So can't blame the guy for having success and then keep wanting success. They tried to rebuild the team kind of like that in the 2010s. Like we have a established quarterback. We need a running back. We got some good running backs. We need some receivers. Okay, we need that defense. Our defense has been pretty good in the past few years, but new DC, Mike Zimmer. So we'll see. It's all a big question mark now, unfortunately. All right. But as my thumbnail suggests, we're going to dive into history of the Dallas Cowboys. If you're out there and you haven't subscribed, like this video and subscribe. Actually, yeah, Joe Chat, like this video. Anyone else, like this video. I want my ego to be taught in history classes too. I want my head to be seen for miles. So do me a favor, like this video, and it'll make me feel also very good. You know, and let me put a little emoji too. Rocket ship. I'll put a rocket ship since we're blasting off on this channel. It shows we have one. Well, we're gonna have 101,000 probably later this year, where I'm gonna stream all the football games, and I mean all the games. Thursday night, Sunday, bam, bam, bam. Monday night. What if they have Saturday games? Sure, I'll stream. I don't know how many Saturday games we'll have. What if there's 2 Thursday games? Man, I'm gonna be like, Jack is in the backfield. He goes into shotgun. He throws to, I don't know, Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert drops it again. They lose the game, and everybody blames Dak. No, I don't want to say that. But we're talking about history today, so let's talk about history. I have 5 books about Cowboys and football, so let's get on with it. It's fun. Boy, I need some water though. Now it is 11:18 at night, so I don't want to talk too loud, but I think my volume is fairly good. If my volume's not great, just let me know in the little chat in the chat right there, and I can probably turn it up a little bit. But starting the dynasty, it says they did, finishing with a 12-4 record behind another strong season by the triplets, Aikman, Smith, and Irvin. They had the best record in their conference, and that meant their playoff games would be at home too. It's always great. Hey, we could always use a playoff game at home. We won't say no to that. We should have an advantage with that, hopefully. Ah, First, the Cowboys made easy work of the Philadelphia Eagles, with Aikman completing 17 of 24 passes for 253 yards. We beat the Eagles? Oh, God. I'm sorry, Eagles fans. We beat you in the playoffs. Oh. Well, that makes me feel just so very good also, Josh, the Eagles fans. They don't like to lose, I'll tell you that. Ah. No difference between winning and losing either. They're saying they're saying the next day, oh boy. So what happened? Did they lose a game? No, they won the Super Bowl. Oh my God. This city looks devastated. Just kidding. Then Smith scored 3 rushing touchdowns. 3 rushing touchdowns. Wow. And Aikman completed 2 more to Irvin as they beat the Green Bay Packers 38-27 to earn a trip to Tempe, Arizona, or Tempe, Arizona, I don't know, for another Super Bowl. They weren't going to let this one slip away. Good job, boys. Good job, guys. The American Football Conference, AFC. If you're new to football, it's AFC versus NFC. We're in the NFC right here. We need to beat the Packers and the 49ers and the Seahawks if they're good. They're not that good right now. Okay. We need to beat if we beat the Packers and 49ers, that would be terrific. Tampa Bay. We need to make sure Tampa Bay doesn't go anywhere. Detroit's good. We'll need to beat Detroit now. The American Conference champion, Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, the Steelers. We keep losing to them in Super Bowls. Who were 4-0 in Super Bowls. I think two losses. We were 2 of those wins. We lost at least twice to the Steelers. Dang it. Freaking freaking, you know, Terry Bradshaw, right? Just winning all these Super Bowls. We're playing for the Lombardi Trophy. Okay. For the first time since 1980. Oh, they wanted it bad. But this is 95 season? So 15 years? Hey, we were winning for the first 15 years. First 15 years. A couple seasons ago, we were like first time we went to the playoffs and then the Super Bowl. So I got you. I got you, Steelers. The rugged, run-stopping defense was joined by the AFC's top-scoring offense, led by quarterback Neil O'Donnell. Who's Neil O'Donnell? Well, he didn't want to win a Super Bowl, so he used to be a quarterback for the Steelers, and that's it. Having already faced elite quarterbacks such as San Francisco's Steve Young and Green Bay Brett Favre, oh boy. During the season, the Cowboys were ready. Oh, they were ready. Well, that's good. Besides, they had the NFC's second-ranked scoring defense. A stingy bunch, the defense featured 3 Pro Bowlers. That's very good. And the Pro Bowlers used to actually play really rough football games. Bam, bam, bam. Now they just hit the ball, they do a little kick game, and then they play some flag football, which sounds fun too. Quickly, the Cowboys took charge. So good. They grabbed a 13-0 lead before the Steelers knew what hit them. Chris O'Neal made 2 field goals, and Aikman connected with his other favorite target, tight end Jay Novacek for a 3-yard touchdown. Man, I tell you, I need to get he has some whiskey out, Jay Novacek. I mentioned him in the video, like creating a full team. Jay Novacek, I threw him in there. Of course, I should do a whole video about him. He was so great, tight end. He was essential in us, helping to get those Super Bowls. I need to get some Jay Novacek whiskey, like literally just this right here, this shelf. Maybe I'll get a ball signed by him. I don't know. That would be so great because wow, so cool. I'm sure he's a hard man to get a hold of though because he's famous. He's living his best life. He has whiskey out. He's on whiskey, 84 whiskey. Great, pretty cool. Let's see. Sun Devil Stadium was very much filled with folks in Cowboys gear. That's great because they just have to travel from Dallas to Arizona, and plus we're pretty popular anyway, so that's good. Sure looked as if there was no stopping America's team. Yay! But the Steelers wide receiver Yancey Thigpen, I guess he was trying. We don't want these teams to try to beat us. Crazy teams caught a touchdown pass to cut the Cowboys' lead to 13 to 7. Oh boy. On defense, Pittsburgh kept stopping Rush Smith's rushes. Oh no. When the teams headed into the locker room for halftime, Pittsburgh had the momentum. We can't give teams the momentum because we don't want them to win. We can't do that. We can't do that at all. That's terrible. The Steelers didn't want any part of challenging Deion Sanders. Oh, we had Deion Sanders at that point. Oh yes, the NFL's top cornerback. So yeah, we got Deion from San Francisco, which is crazy. Like we got him from San Francisco. You guys let him have us? That's nuts. That's nuts, you guys. We got Deion Sanders. That's crazy. So Emmitt Smith was a little not working out, but we got Deion. Let me get a little emoji here. Let me get emoji. Yeah, we got Deion. Yay for Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders. Great. Make sure I spell his name right. Deion. Yeah, that's right. So we have Deion Sanders on our team now. We can't be beat, We're like, we need Deion Sanders. Hey, what are we gonna do? Get Deion Sanders. Huh. That's pretty much what we're gonna do. See, where were we? Right. The Steelers didn't want any part of challenging Deion Sanders, the NFL's top cornerback. Instead, in the second half, they focused on beating cornerback Larry Brown on the other side of the field. That reminds me of that game against um well, it was against Seattle, wasn't it? Yeah. DK Metcalf because um yeah, what's his name was getting torched by DK and DK had like 3 touchdowns. Yeah. Midway through the third quarter, that ideal backfield, that idea backfired. Brown picked off O'Donnell's pass and returned it 44 yards. So it's like Larry Brown was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna pick on me because Dion's over there." Bam, gave this pass, and we'll take it all the way over here to the Steelers' 18-yard line. Soon Smith plunged in from a yard out to make it 20-7. So we're 20-7 now. That's great. That's good. Finishing strong. Back came Pittsburgh once more, but the Steelers were held to a field goal. The Cowboys were looking good with the 10-point lead. Then to everyone's surprise, Pittsburgh attempted an onside kick. When the Steelers recovered it, they marched down the field. Oh, the Steelers recovered it? Son of a gun. Van Morris crashing in from 1 yard out to make it 20-17. After a Dallas punt, Pittsburgh had a chance to spoil the party for all those folks wearing the silver star. Brown came to the rescue again. Well, good. He intercepted O'Donnell's pass and ran back 33 yards. Smith converted the turnover into a touchdown again, and the championship belonged to Dallas. Soon after, the Cowboys and their fans were jumping for joy. Dallas had won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Well, that's good. Oh, fun fact: Jerry Jones and Jim Johnson have been teammates at the University of Arkansas. So that's something. But when Johnson left the team over a dispute with his friend and former teammates, Jones hired Barry Switzer. Johnson and Switzer had been bitter rivals when Johnson coached Oklahoma State and Switzer was in charge at Oklahoma. So that's something. I'm gonna take a little picture so I can share all this on a post. I can do that. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Reading about the Dallas Cowboys. Ooh. That's great. That's great, you guys. We're reading about the Dallas Cowboys today. That's a good picture. That's a good picture. I'll put it up later on how the Cowboys are America's team. If you're just joining us, we're going through this book. It's by Barry Wilner, Troy Aikman, and Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to read about why the Dallas Cowboys are the greatest team. If you're in chat, looks like we have 2 people in chat. Let me know if you have any questions about my channel as well, if you're new or if you're not a subscriber. If you're not, go ahead and like this video so I can feel so very good, and then subscribe to the channel. But yes, the Dallas Cowboys are great. We're talking about the Troy Aikman years, so we had a lot of success. Oh, no, this is chapter 2. We're going back to the Landry years. Of course, it's 11:30. I just woke up from a nap. I had an idea to do this earlier. Made a thumbnail, took a nap. I woke up. I was like, I want to do this. I want to record, and whoever comes on, comes on. Looks like I got 2 people right now. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me. I'll do 100, a little thing, a little smiley face, a little hearts. That's great. Chapter 2, Landry years. Before their dynasty of the 1990s, the Dallas Cowboys had a mini dynasty. Okay. I know about the 70s. I just did a video about running backs in the 70s. We went to 3 Super Bowls, I believe, and won 2. 71, 77, 78. So I did a video about the running back situation Tony Dorsett we got in 77. He didn't do too much in the Super Bowl, but we won it. 78, he did a lot more, but we lost it. 2 freaking Steelers. Can you believe it? I think we lost 2 to the Steelers. Steelers. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, right? Clearly, Terry Bradshaw is so famous. He's won like 3 or 4. Was he responsible for winning all those? Let me see. Let me just look it up real quick. Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw. Come on, Terry Bradshaw. Terry freaking Bradshaw, man. He played 14 seasons in the NFL. 4 times, yeah. He was the reason why they were 4 times Super Bowl champions. Son of a gun. Terry Bradshaw, he's so famous. All he has to do is go on his Fox show. He can just say, "What's up, guys?" Eat a peanut butter jelly sandwich, take his shirt off, and just say, "Huh, you know, who's gonna win? I don't know." And people will be like, "Oh, Terry's such a great guy. He's such a, he doesn't need to do anything." Oh, freaking Terry Bradshaw, freaking awesome, nice person. Ah, freaking Terry Bradshaw, quarterback. Anyway, before their dynasty of the 1990s, the Dallas Cowboys had a mini dynasty. I read that part. They won 2 Super Bowls under coach Tom Landry. So this must have been the 70s. Well, yeah, because okay. Yeah, 3 in the 90s, 2 in the 70s. The 80s were like the desert period, I think. So yeah. But after 10 years, after our team formed, we were finding success. 10, 11 years. I mean, probably a lot sooner if we were going to the playoffs. I would say winning a playoff game is success at some level. So if we were finding some level pretty quickly after we formed, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty awesome. Won 2 Super Bowls under Coach Tom Landry. They went to 3 others, becoming the first team to reach 5 Super Bowls. Well, which Super Bowls did we go to? What the heck? Oh, gosh dang it. Super Bowl, I need to find this out. This is all about me getting our history down, and helping all of you knowing our beloved history. The Dallas Cowboys have played their home games at AT&T Stadium since 2009. Okay. Franchise has made it to the Super Bowl 8 times. 8 times. I didn't know that. Jeez, guys, 8 times? And I can only list 6 of them? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause this book and see what's up. When did we go to the Super Bowl? So in 1966, we went to a championship game. We were already finding success. We were already finding success at that time, guys. In 1966, because that was our first winning record, and we went to the championship game, and we lost to the freaking Packers. Freaking Packers. Freaking jerks. Oh, we lost to the Packers twice. We lost the conference playoffs to the Browns. Oh, freaking Browns in the 60s. We lost the Browns again, so we lost the Packers and the Browns. Man, Browns, if we go to the Super Bowl with the Browns, I guess there's a history there, but we'd rather go up against, other teams, I guess. It's more of a history with other teams. The Steelers, really. In 1970, we lost the Bowl against the Colts in 1970. Let me write all this down. Let me write this down, guys. Here are my prop notes, but I use those for the D-Bell Sports Show. I don't actually write on those. Let me write these wins and losses down. This is important. I need to learn our history. I'm going to take a slight detour from the book. It's a great book. But let's see. Let's check this out. Let's check this out real quick. Excuse me. This is for my benefit and your benefit too. We should all learn about the history of the Dallas Cowboys. And why not? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we learn? It's such a great history. 8 times? I only won 5. So 1970. Okay, I think this is the only one I didn't know about. No, because I can only remember 6. And I just learned about a few, so yeah, I just learned about like 3. So yeah, Super Bowl lost to Colts. So if we play the Colts in the Super Bowl, that would be something. It would be like, we'll avenge our first loss. 1971, I know we beat the Dolphins. SBV1 beat Dolphins. So that's good. It's always good to beat the Dolphins. They're good right now. So if we could beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, that'd be great. We beat the 49ers in 1972. Hey, that's great. But we lost to the Redskins. We lost to the Redskins? No, we didn't. That says Yes, we did. In 1972, we did lose the championship to Washington. 3-26. What we're doing, guys? We were just like chilling, just like eating peanut butter, PB and J's, and not practicing. Like, what's going on? PB and J, man. Ah, we lost to the Vikings in '73. Whatever, they're not good. Well, lost the championship. This is a championship round. But we went to the championship, guys. Dang. I mean, dang. And we were first in the East. And we had to deal with the Cardinals back then, the Phoenix Cardinals. Oh, what craziness. Oh, 1975, that's right. It's 75. But yeah, I mentioned 75. No, I said 76. It's 75 season, not 76. But no. I forgot. I knew about 75 season, but forgot about it or did not mention it because, oh God, so the 70s were our era. What happened in the 80s? We're about to find out. We're about to find out what happened in the 80s. Cowboys were slipping. New owner, and the team was like, we're selling. That's what happened in the 80s. Our owner, what did he do? I don't know. Ah, lost Super Bowl X. I don't have time to translate all these Greek mythology numbers. We lost Super Bowl X. We lost XBX. You know, Sanskrit. What is this? Roman numerals. We lost XBX to the Steelers. Freaking Steelers. Freaking jerks. We won Super Bowl against the Broncos. Yeah, screw you, Broncos. Broncos won Super Bowl X11 against Broncos. Great. That's great. What did we do in 1977? Or 1978, that's right, we lost to the Steelers. Damn, freaking Steelers. Yeah, lost. That's 1-1 to the Steelers. Because the Steelers just have to beat us. Then we would lose playoffs. 1980, we lost the Eagles. We lost to the Eagles in the championship. Come on, what did they do in 1980? They only have one Super Bowl ring, so I'm guessing they lost. Sorry, guys. They would go again in 2004 and lose. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Not really. We lost the championship at the 49ers in 81. Gosh, freaking 49ers. We lost the championship to the Redskins. Yeah, no, I think they won 82. I don't know. We lost a wild card to the Rams, divisional Rams. The rest of the 80s, we didn't do shoot. We didn't do anything. 7-9, 7-8, 3-13, 1-15. So that's when we created. But 3-13 was the last Tom Landry's last year. I'm sure he's won a lot of games though. So yeah, Coach Jim Johnson, Coach of the Year, 1990. Yeah, 89 was nothing, but 90 was Emmitt Smith Rookie of the Year. Hell yeah. And then we won Super Bowl XXV11 in 1992. Won Super Bowl XXV11 1993. We won Super Bowl XXV111 against the Bills. So sorry, Bills. Our division has dominated you very, very much so. Gosh. 1994, we lost the 49ers championship game. Come on, that's crazy. 1995, we won against Steelers. We finally beat the Steelers, so I guess we got revenge. Won Super Bowl XXX against Steelers. So I just didn't know about the 1970 Super Bowl loss to the Colts. So 70s were our decade, 70s and 90s. 71 we did go, 75 we lost, we won 77, lost in 78. 70s were a great decade. So I guess Tom Landry won the 71 and 77 season Super Bowls. Okay. And Tom Landry. I'll put Tom Landry. I'll put Tom Landry right there. Jim Johnson, and I guess Barry Switzer was 1995 with Jim Johnson's team. So I think that's why Switzer doesn't get much respect. And we haven't really done anything, but let's look at the 80s real quick. Just real quick. Shoot. In the 80s, we were trying, but we lost in 80, 81, and 82 to various teams. And we lost once to the 49ers in the championship round. So 81, we were still trying in the early 80s. We lost the 49ers once, and then we just kind of sucked. And then, yeah, we beat the 49ers twice, 2 years in a row, to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Yep, that's true. So 81. Well, wasn't like one controversial. I think we had one controversial against the 49ers. I think that was 1981. I should check chat, see if I have any questions. I don't think so. I think only 2 people were on there. So I will check chat. I have 3 people on here. Oh, thanks for sticking with me, guys. I'm learning something about the Dallas Cowboys and when they won the Super Bowls. I only knew 6. Freaking, I only knew about 6, and I just learned about 3 from the 70s. But we win 8 times. The Dallas Cowboys went to the Super Bowl 8 times. 8. So I kept forgetting about that. Let's see. And we won. We've won 5 times. We've won 5 times. So here's our list. 49ers were a rival. We lost in the 49ers divisional. I'll just count off our 49ers losses from the very beginning. 49ers losses. Let's just count those up. Freaking Packers, man. Freaking jerks. Why can't they just let us win? Beat them. Oh no. 49ers games. Beats NFC champ. 71. Let's see, guys. Let's see who we have. One against the Rams. The Rams were good in the 70s. Oh, shoot, the Rams were really good in the 70s. 49ers lost. NFC champ. 81. 1981. One NFC champ. 92. 93. Okay. We lost in 94, didn't we? We have a storied history with the Packers, too, though. Yeah, of course, we lost to them. Wild card, whatever. Wild card 2021. Lost wild card. 2021. Walker Parsons, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay. Micah Parsons was, yeah, that's good. 22, lost divisional. Lost divisional, 2022. 2023, lost to the Packers, so we're losing the same teams. Isn't that frustrating? Isn't that something, guys? That's something. Oh, yeah, no. We won 1970. PNC champ. 1970. I don't want to miss that one. 1970. We won. 1971. We won. We lost Super Bowl. We won. 49ers. 72. One divisional, 72. Divisional, 72. Okay, so these are all the 49ers. Yeah, wins, losses, 77. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's our record. That's our record. Early 80s, we're still trying, but our runs were 70s and 90s, so we're overdue for another run. I think we're overdue for another run for a Super Bowl. Don't you guys think so? All right. Well, now that I got that covered, we got our history down, which helps me a lot. I'm gonna read some more about the Tom Landry years. We got a few good ones. Before their dynasty of the 1990s, the Dallas Cowboys had a mini dynasty. They won 2 Super Bowls under coach Tom Landry, 71, 77. They went to 3 others, becoming the first team to reach 5 Super Bowls. 5, that's really good. The Dallas also fell one step short of the big game 7 times with Landry as coach, all between 1966 and 1982. Is that true? We one step short. That means we lost the NFC Championship game. Yeah, I guess that's true. Nineteen 66 and 1982. I didn't write the 60. I just wrote down the 49ers games. Beat them in 70, beat them in 71, beat them in 72 divisional, lost 81, won 1993, lost 94, lost wild card 21, lost divisional 22. So, there. First time we faced them in a while, so that was cool. Um, in many ways, the Cowboys changed how NFL teams were run. They were one of the first clubs in any major sport to use computers. Cornell Green talks with Coach Tom Landry during Super Bowl V1 1972. It's a good picture. See? 1972. We beat the Dolphins in 72 season, so 71 season, so that was 72. Oh, Tex Schramm. Thanks to General Manager Tex Schramm and Personnel Director Gil Brandt. I mentioned him earlier. I had him as a coach. That's not true. They scouted small schools and historically black colleges before other teams did. That's good. Such great Cowboys as receiver Bob Hayes, defensive lineman Jethro Pugh, and defensive end Ed Too Tall Jones came from those schools. Good. I recognize Jethro Pugh, but the other 2 players were good. Let's see, Jethro Pugh. I want to learn about all these guys. Jethro Pugh. Let's see. He played at Elizabeth City State College. Okay, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Okay. Jethro Pugh was a defensive tackle from Windsor, North Carolina. He died in 2015 in Dallas. That's sad. Played 183 games, fumble recoveries 14, safeties 2, interceptions 1. Man, if you have one interception, I mean, of course he's a defensive tackle. He's not going to get interceptions. But if you got an interception in your career and you only got one, man, you remember that one forever. You know, you remember it for the rest of your life. Um, in 1980, North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. 1979, Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association Hall of Fame. Very nice. 11th round of the 1965 NFL Draft. Shoot, guys, these rounds went forever. Like how many? 1965 draft. They only had 14. Okay, so 1965 draft. These are early drafts, so there are only 14 players in each draft. Yeah, that's not. It's not like us. That's not us at all. It's not like today. And there are supplemental drafts later. It's crazy. It's crazy how they did it. But yeah. Let's just take a look at him. Jethro Pugh. Jethro Pugh. Let's see. He only played for the Dallas Cowboys, so shout out to him. 1965 to 78. Of course, he won the Super Bowls in the 70s. He's only 20 years old when he started playing professional career as a backup defensive end. Well, that's good. Get him while they're young, I guess. At the end of the 1966 season, he was moved to left defensive tackle, replacing Jim Colvin in the starting lineup. So for defensive ends, his 14 seasons represent the fourth longest career in Cowboys history. Oh my gosh. Only Ed Too Tall Jones, Bill Bates, and Mark Cooney played more years. Wow, really? Is that true? Well, his athleticism enabled him to become an excellent pass rusher for a defensive tackle. Well, that's good. See, you never know where to get these guys, I guess. You never know. You never know. Hmm. However, the early years of Cowboys football had some growing pains. Uh-oh. Of course. Of course. The team had begun play in 1960. I don't think we won too many games in 1960. In fact, I don't think we won any games. That was the same year another local team, the Dallas Texans, begun play in the American Football League. In those years, the Texans were the most successful team. Well, dang it. I think they're now the Chiefs. I think they're the Chiefs now. They even won the 1962 AFL Championship. The Cowboys, meanwhile, started 9-28-3. Okay. Well, it's not great, but once 1960s went on, though, things began to change. Well, change is good if it means we're winning. In 1963, the Texans moved to Kansas City. Okay, yeah. Goodbye, Texans. You saw the coach of the mayor of Dallas, Eric Johnson, saying, "Hey, Dallas Texans, your owner doesn't want to pay for your stadium or whatever. Come on back to Dallas. We could use you. You know what? Come on. We have the Dallas Cowboys so well over in Arlington and our practice fields in Frisco. We're Dallas's team. Okay, we're Dallas's team. Get over it. We're the Dallas Cowboys." But he wanted a second franchise. He wanted such a winning franchise. Gosh, you know what? Just root for the Cowboys, man. Root for the Cowboys. 1963, the Texans moved to Kansas City. Kansas Chiefs. They believe the Cowboys will always be more popular in Dallas. Ooh, there you go. Get out of here, Kansas City. Actually, Kansas City is now, funny enough, it's one of my backup teams since my dad rooted for them. I root for them. So my backup team, the Cowboys don't do well as the Texans because they're another team, Texas team, and my other team is the Chiefs. So in honor of my dad, he passed away right before they won a Super Bowl, which sucks. He didn't get to see how good they were, but yeah. Let's see. They were right. In fact, by 1979, the Cowboys were regularly called America's teams by fan and media. You know what? Let me get my sign up. Let me get my little sign. Yeah, I'm wearing pajamas. It's 11:30. It's almost midnight. Which team? It's 1979. That's right. Let me get. How can I put this up? How can I actually put this up? Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. America's team since 1989. Yeehaw! Actually, that sign looks pretty good right there. When I'm streaming the games, I should have that sign up. I put that sign up for a video, the Debo Sports Show, or it was just for a short actually. How the Cowboys are feeling with the draft, and we're free agency. Not great, but better in the draft. Oh, okay, so let's see. So Jerry Jones didn't coin the phrase. Jerry, I thought he did everything. Well, this is a shocker. It took until 1966 for the Cowboys to make the playoffs. Okay, the NFL's top team at that time was the Green Bay Packers, who we lost to early on. We actually lost them in '66. Let me check that out. Let me make sure that's right. We lost them in '66, right? Yeah, so early on, the Packers, I think, won the first Super Bowl. We lost them in 66 and 67. Twice, we lost them twice. Dang. Well, we were just getting our feet underneath us. Legendary head coach Vince Lombardi brought his team of future Hall of Famers to the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Day to play for the league's title. The Cowboys took the Packers down to the final seconds, but trailing 34-27, quarterback Don Meredith, I've heard of him, short pass in the end zone was picked off by Green Bay safety Tom Brown, and the Packers won. The Packers won. Don Meredith is number 17. Who's Packers quarterback in 1967? Bart Starr. Yeah, I think he's pretty good. Wow. I think he was pretty good. Well, Stroud Boys. There's a picture of Lance Rensel here from the Ice Bowl. Ooh, the Ice Bowl. It's a good picture. Number 19. I'm gonna look up Lance Rensel. Lance Rensel. Number 19. He's 80 years old. Maybe I should try to interview him. Receiving touchdown leader 1969. 1,000 return yards, 4,826 yards. He even rushed. Has 42 total touchdowns. Since 65, round 2, pick 23. AFL draft by the Bills. Vikings and Cowboys and Rams. Oh, he just missed the Super Bowl window. If he stayed with us one more year, he could have been a Super Bowl champion. Oh. No interview. He'd be a good interview, I think. Uh, the next week, Green Bay won the first Super Bowl as the Cowboys waited for another chance. That chance came the very next season, this time on December 31st, 1967. They traveled to frigid Green Bay. Let's see. The temperature at game time was minus 13 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind chill was minus 40 degrees. Much of the Lambeau Field turf was frozen. Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy. The turf was frozen. Damn. The Ice Bowl. Okay, so this is good. We're going to learn about the Ice Bowl. So, when referee Norm Schafter blew his whistle to start the game, it froze to his lips. Jeez. So the temperature is minus 13 degrees. Yeah, this isn't a fun game, guys. Reminds me of the Kansas City game just this year. Crazy. I thought when it got to 32 degrees and ice froze, you couldn't get any colder, Dallas halfback Dan Reeves said. He later became a coach. But you can feel every degree of it. Still, they played, and more than 50,000 fans showed up for the Ice Bowl. They cheered as loudly as they could, though through their ski masks when the Packers went ahead 14-0. Dang, freaking Packers. Freaking trying to win, freaking jerks. But the Cowboys came back. Oh, that's good. On the opening play of the fourth quarter, Reeves took a pitch from quarterback Don Meredith. So a halfback is kind of like a running back. You know, he's a running back. The defense all moved toward Reeves. Then he surprised the Packers defense by passing the wide receiver Lance Rensel. The 50-yard touchdown gave Dallas a 17-14 lead. So if I interview Lance Rensel, I can ask him about the Ice Bowl. Ice Bowl. In fact, he's a really good receiver. Which he was a really good receiver. Here, Roger Staubach throws a pass during the 1971 championship game. So that's Roger Staubach. So by Princeton 1, Staubach is the quarterback. The Great Packers weren't through though. Hall of Fame quarterback Bart Starr. Yeah, I know that name. I know. Marched them downfield in the final minutes. They got inside the Dallas 1 yard line with only 16 seconds remaining and no timeouts left. They could have kicked a field goal to force overtime, but no one wanted to stay out there any longer. Yeah, I don't blame them. So with the most famous quarterback sneak in football history, Starr and the Packers prevailed. Dang it, Bart Starr. Why'd you have to beat us? Again, Cowboys' hearts were broken. When would a championship come? Well, you guys are new. You don't have to worry too much. But yeah, he did get pretty close. That sucks. Getting close. Yeah, you're getting close. Next headline. Not in 1970, when Dallas made its first Super Bowl and again lost in the final seconds, this time on Baltimore Colts kicker Jim O'Brien's field goal. But the next year, future Hall of Fame quarterback Roger Staubach took over, and the Cowboys put together a great defense. Veteran defensive tackle Bob Lilly, hey, he's still around. I might try to get his autograph, actually. He was doing an autograph signing in Georgetown like a month or two. Anchored the line, and cornerback Herb Adderley, who played for those great Packers teams in the 1960s, provided leadership on the back end. With the pieces in place, the Cowboys won their first Super Bowl, beating the Miami Dolphins 24-3. Okay, so yeah, we won in 1971. So yeah, 1971 season. Put the next year, yeah. Dallas won the NFL crown in 1977 too, beating Denver 27-10. Landry's Cowboys also lost 2 Super Bowls to the Steelers after the 1975 and 1978 seasons. The Cowboys were back in the NFC Championship game in 1980, 1981, and 1982. I just wrote down the 49ers losses. One of them was 82, or one of them was 81. So we also lost in 80, 82. Yeah. 80, 81, and 2. So lost, and that was 200 doors up. Lost all 3. Over a 17-year span, Dallas went to 12 conference championship games and won 5 of them. The Cowboys had become so popular that in 1982, they had more games on Monday Night Football than anyone else. Even when they stopped making it to the big games, their fans still loved them. Well, that's good. Their early dynasty had come to an end, but America still watched their games. But when they had 3 straight losing records and the team was sold to Jerry Jones in 1989, big changes were coming. Yeah, so this is Jerry Jones. I guess this is 1989 when his team, bought the team, Hall of Fame. Along with President Tex Schramm and head coach Tom Landry, 7 players from the earlier dynasty were inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame as Cowboys. Running back Tony Dorsett, wide receiver Bob Hayes, good. Defensive tackle Bob Lilly, cornerback Mel Renfro, quarterback Roger Staubach, defensive tackle Randy White, and offensive tackle Rayfield Wright. I haven't heard of Rayfield Wright. That's pretty cool. Other Hall members who played for Dallas in that time period were cornerback Herb Adderley, wide receiver Lance Allworth, tight end Mike Ditka, really, offensive tackle Forrest Gregg, wide receiver Tommy McDonald, and tight end Jack Smith. I'll look up Rayfield Wright. I'll look him up. Yeah, I already knows who I'm going to look up. Right field right. Oh, excuse me. He passed away just in 2022. That's sad. Philadelphia Eagles practice squad 1980. How could you? No, it's okay. 1967, 1979, Dallas Cowboys, two-time Super Bowl champion, uh, three-time first team All Pro, three-time second team All Pro, six-time Pro Bowl. So it's really good. NFL 1970s All-Decade Team and Ring of Honor. Games played 166, fumble recoveries 4, offensive tackle. Rayfield right. He was selected in the 7th round in 1967 NFL-AFL draft as a tight end. He was nicknamed Big Cat and was a tight end, defensive lineman, and offensive tackle. Got his chances to start in 1969 after Ralph Neely was sidelined by injury. His opponent in his first start was LA Rams future Hall of Fame defensive end Deacon Jones, who was in his prime. Rice's performances showed strong. They won starting role at right tackle for the first day of training camp in 1970. Well, that's good. He looked like he was a pretty good guy. Looked like he was really good. Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones. Very good. Very good. Key figures. America's team was struggling, but that didn't deter Jerry Jones, a Texas oil man who played for a national championship team at the University of Arkansas. So he and Jimmy Johnson knew each other at Arkansas. Back in the day, way back in the day, must have been the '60s. Must have been like way back in the day, really. Jones loved football and wanted to be part of the NFL. So Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys for $140 million. Wow. One of the first things Jones did was replace Tom Landry, the only coach the Cowboys ever had. Landry had a 270, 178, 6 record and won 2 Super Bowls with Dallas, where he had become a legend. Yeah, I visited Tom Landry's grave. He's great. I mean, he's great. Look at all these Super Bowls. Look at all these Super Bowls that he took us to. Ah, give the guy props. Here he is with Jimmy Johnson. So yeah, Jimmy Johnson. There he is. If you're just joining us, I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a new YouTuber, so I want to go. I have like 5 books on the Cowboys. I'll read them all night. But I want to know about this team. I want to know everything. How many Super Bowls we went to, all the coaches, everything. By the time I'm streaming the games, which I plan to do this season, I'll have all the knowledge, and that's what good Cowboys YouTubers need is knowledge. So I found out we went to the Super Bowl 8 times. We won 5 of those, and we lost to the Steelers twice. And this is all the losses to the 49ers. So freaking 49ers and the Packers. We lose to the same teams. We lost to the Rams once, but who cares? Who cares about the Rams? Oh yeah, this is Troy Aikman. See that? That's a nice shot, Troy Aikman. That's good. He came to a bar in Austin. I almost saw him, but I had to work like a sucker. He had a beer. He had some beer. He had his own beer line or whatever. Who knows? And I just missed him. But dang it, I'll meet him one day. And I'll say, hey, Mr. Aikman, I think you're a pretty great quarterback. And he said, hey, thank you. About 250 people just told me that 5 minutes ago, so I appreciate it. All right. Jones hired his former college teammate at the University of Arkansas, Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, I was just saying. Johnson had become a successful coach at Oklahoma State University and Miami of Florida. So he won a national championship with Miami. Right before he was with the Cowboys in '78 or '87 with Michael Irvin actually. Cowboys said about retooling a roster that had grown stale and had won only 17 games over the previous 3 seasons. Yeah, new ownership in the '80s, losing steady decline. We were competing in championship games in the early '80s, and then suddenly 88, 87, 89, I was like, what's going on here? So not great. But fun fact: Barry Switzer coached at Oklahoma, so he and Jim Jones were rivals. And Barry Switzer, our last Super Bowl winning coach, took over, Jim Johnson's team, but still got that ring. In 1989, their first year together, the Cowboys went 1-15. And if you want to see my video on it, I did a reaction video. Reaction video. It was very long about the 89, 90, 91 season. I thought it was pretty funny. The worst record in the NFL. Oh, great. But better days would be coming. That's good. And building through the draft. Oh boy, that Herschel Walker trade really helped us, Uh, Before Jones and Johnson arrived, the Cowboys took receiver Michael Irvin in the 1988 draft. I was actually just watching the 2004 draft for fun, for funsies, and Michael Irvin was featured as a commentator. I was like, hey, I know you. You're pretty good. Obviously, he was really good. He was really good receiver. Um, Dallas drafted quarterback Troy Aikman of UCLA with the first overall in 1989. So yeah, that trio now has two. Then the Cowboys made a move that would pay off for years to come. Johnson decided the quickest way to rebuild the roster was to trade his best player, Herschel Walker. Probably not too popular at the time. I mean, our best, running back who won a national championship in Georgia. You're trading him away? I don't want to do that. But we need the picks. We need the picks. The Minnesota Vikings believed the star running back was just what they needed to win a championship. I'm sorry. The Vikings, spoiler alert, would not win a championship that year. We got so many players. We got so many draft picks and so many players from them. Oh, Vikings. I'm sorry. Oh, poor Vikings. Hey Vikings, you want one of our running backs? We'll trade you. They're still like, nah, the Herschel Walker trade didn't quite work out. We're good. So the two teams worked out one of the biggest deals in football history. Oh boy. Whew. The Cowboys wound up with 5 players, but even more important, they got 8 draft picks over 4 years from Minnesota. Among the players they selected with those picks were running back Emmitt Smith, great, wide receiver Alvin Harper, awesome, and safety Darren Woodson, all of whom became stars of the 1990s dynasty. Well, that's great. I don't know when Jay Novacek came into play, but he's pretty great too. I'm definitely going to get some Jay Novacek whiskey at some point and put it on my shelf and then drink it during special occasions like, I don't know, special occasions, live streams, I guess. Not going to drink it by myself. But yeah. Many NFL teams believed coaches from college football couldn't win in the pros. But by 1991, Johnson was ready to prove otherwise. He built a roster of strong, young, fast, energetic players. He convinced them that the rest of the NFL thought they weren't good enough. He built a roster. He convinced them that the rest of the NFL thought they weren't good enough. Yeah. In 1991, the Cowboys were good enough to make the playoffs at 11-5, and they beat the Chicago Bears before losing to the Detroit Lions, who are now relevant and good again. Led by the triplets, Aikman, Smith, and Irvin, they got 13 games next season. They won 13 games. That was second only to the San Francisco 49ers' 14 wins. Oh, that's good. In the NFC? Yeah. So in the 1992 season, they won 13 games. Yeah. Winning as NFL team 1992. Maybe we were. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe we were just that good. I think we were that good. Yeah, we were legit that good. AFC and NFC. That's pretty cool. In 1991, the Cowboys were good enough to make the playoffs. So I just read that. Smith was first team All Pro, and Irvin made second team. It was the first of 6 brilliant years together for the triplets, but were they ready for a championship? I don't think so. After beating the Philadelphia Eagles 34-10 in the first round of the playoffs, they would find out in San Francisco. The 49ers had won 4 Super Bowls in 9 seasons. They were the home team and had the experience Dallas did not. Yeah, they did. They did. You know, America's team since 1979, really. Let's see. The Cowboys didn't care. Tied 10-10 at halftime, Johnson told his players that the 49ers were ready to be beaten. Aikman completed 70% of his passes for 322 yards and 2 touchdowns. Smith had 2 touchdowns and 114 yards rushing. Their defense had 3 sacks and 2 interceptions of league MVP and future Hall of Fame quarterback Steve Young. As they celebrated on the sideline with high fives and hugs, the Cowboys understood what they'd done. Next stop, the Super Bowl. The Herschel Walker trade. In the Herschel Walker trade, Dallas sent Walker the two third-round draft picks, a fifth-rounder and 10th-rounder to Minnesota. We got back Minnesota's first, second, and fifth-round picks in the 1990 drafts. The Cowboys also got 5 players in the trade. Each player had a conditional draft pick assigned to him, and the Cowboys could choose to keep the player or take the pick after the season ended. Johnson cut all the players who had arrived in the trade. Oh, dang. Dallas ended up with 8 of Minnesota's draft choices in the trade. Johnson referred to as the Great Train Robbery. Huh. The Lombardi trophies. Ooh, a nice shot of Aikman. See that? See that? See that chat? To become a dynasty, a team must win a few championships over a span of years. When the Cowboys took on the Buffalo Bills for the 1992 NFL title, so sorry, Bills. They hadn't ridden off. They hadn't ridden off with the Lombardi Trophy since the 1977 season. The Bills were in the midst of their own dynasty of sorts. They would be their third straight. This would be their third straight appearance of a Super Bowl. Only the 1971 to 73 Miami Dolphins had gotten it 3 in a row. But Buffalo had been beaten by the New York Giants and Washington Redskins. Yeah, so our division really did beat the Bills in the 90s. I make that up. We won 3 out of 4. We need the Eagles to beat them again, but the Eagles wouldn't win a Super Bowl, go to a Super Bowl for a while. In the previous 2 Super Bowls. Now they face another NFC East power in Dallas. Yeah, so yeah. Picture of Emmitt Smith. Picture of Emmitt Smith rushing against those Bills. The Cowboys were a 7-point favorite at the Rose Bowl in California, even though the team was young, and the Bills had been down this road 2 straight years. Didn't they have Jim Kelly? Let me look that up. I think they had Jim Kelly as quarterback. JimKelly.com. Yeah, 86 and 96. He played for Miami. Dang. 70s and 80s. Late 70s. Mm. Where's your last Super Bowls? So he was the USFL in the 80s. USFL was a thing in the 80s. It's crazy. Oh, the league in 1990. Yeah, good seasons. First season. Hmm. So 1990, 1991, definitely went to Super Bowl. Bills Super Bowl appearance. 91, 2, 3, 4. You want to play on games? Come on here. Maybe Jim Kelly was hurt for a game or something. Buffalo beat Houston, Pittsburgh, and Miami. And they went to Dallas. Yeah, what happened in the 1992 season? He had a 1-1 record. So it was one of those, what happened? Hmm. What happened to Jim Kelly in the 1992 season? Let's find out. Let's all find out together. Because they went to the Super Bowl. Confusing. All the games in 1992 and 1992 season. Got a lot of interceptions that year, his highest. I guess postseason means the year after. But it said led him to 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. Nineteen ninety, 1991, 1992, 1993. Okay, let's look this up. Buffalo Bills. 1992 season. It's gonna bug me. All right, so Buffalo Bills 1992 season. I just saw that Jim Kelly Only played in 2 games in 1992, but he led them to the Super Bowl in 90, 91, 92, 93. Oh. Let's see. Let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. He did all with those 17 games. Oh, Frank Reich had to take over starting quarterback to begin the playoffs. That's what happened. Frank Reich is now the coach. Oh, wow. Frank Reich isn't a coach right now. He coached Panthers last year. I guess he's not a coach right now. Yeah, I guess he's out. So, Frank Reich took over. Yeah. So Frank Reich won a playoff game against the Oilers. Divisional game. So I guess he played in the championship game in the Super Bowl. All right. Well, the games that mattered. All right. Let's get back to it. Hey, we're finding out about the history of not just the Cowboys, but everything. I'm not gonna make fun of the Bills, but yeah, it's good to find out. Let's see. The Cowboys were a 7-point favorite at the Rose Bowl in California, even though the team was young and the Bills had been down this road 2 straight years. The Bills scored first with a 7-0 lead, which was the only time they smiled all day. Oh, dang it. By halftime, Aikman had thrown for 3 touchdowns, 2 to Michael Irvin, and Dallas was ahead 28-10. Oh. Buffalo closed 31-17 before the Cowboys scored 3 more times, including another toss by Aikman, the game's MVP. The 52-17 victory was the second biggest rout in Super Bowl history at the time. Jimmy Johnson didn't even mind when his players messed up his famously arranged hairdo. Winning is all I care about, Johnson said, pumping his fists. There you go. Cowboys repeat. With the championship in their pockets and a young, talented roster, the Cowboys were heavy favorites to repeat in 93. But then they had a problem in training camp. Star running back Emmitt Smith, who had led the NFL in rushing in 91 and 92, was unhappy with his contract. Smith sat out training camp, and his protest dragged into the regular season. Dallas lost its first 2 games. Ruh-roh. Team owner Jerry Jones quickly gave Smith a new contract. Smith repaid Jones by becoming league MVP, again leading the NFL in rushing, and helping Dallas recover by winning 7 straight games. But before the Cowboys could think Super Bowl, they had to play the final regular season game at the New York Giants. The winner would claim the NFC East in a playoff bye. The loser would have to settle for a wild card spot in the playoffs. Smith rushed for 160 yards and caught 10 passes for 61 yards, even though he had a separated right shoulder. Every time he hit the frozen turf, he was in pain. Aikman passed for 180 yards and Dallas's only touchdown. He completed 80% of his passes in the freezing cold. Together, Aikman and Smith hung in, and Dallas won 16-13 in overtime. Smith had a week off to heal, and Dallas then beat the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. Good for us. Now the Cowboys could think about the Super Bowl. A familiar foe is waiting for them in Atlanta, the side of the big game. Oh, that's good. You went to Arizona, now you go to Atlanta. Buffalo had become the first and only team to make 4 straight Super Bowls. The Bills also became the only team to lose 4 in a row, as Dallas thumped them 30-13. No, can't win them all. The game was close for a while, with Buffalo on top 13-6 at halftime. But then we remembered we're the Dallas Cowboys, right? We were like, yeah, we can't let you win. We can't let you win. Sorry, Jim Kelly. But James Washington returned a fumble 48 yards early in the second half for a tying touchdown. James Washington. Cowboys receiver. James Washington was with us in 2022. Hmm. James Washington was a safety for us. 2-time Super Bowl champion. Okay, so return to fumble. Okay, so he's a safety. Gotcha. Gotcha. James Washington was a safety for us. Okay. Aikman had a rough game with no passing touchdowns and an interception. But then Smith took charge, rushing for 2 touchdowns, and the second Dallas dynasty was secured. Smith added a Super Bowl MVP trophy to his regular season award. Our mission is completed, Smith said. We came into the season with the idea of doing this. It's been a super year for me and as well as my teammates. Being MVP of the league in this game, you can't ask for anything more. And that's Smith. You're gonna get MVP over Troy Aikman if Aikman does an interception, no touchdowns. Aftermath. In 1995, the Dallas Cowboys became the second team with 5 Lombardi trophies. But through 2017, America's team hadn't even been back to the Super Bowl, let alone win another one. What happened? Lots of things, starting with owner Jerry Jones replacing coaches. After he fired Barry Switzer, who coached the Super Bowl winning 1995 Cowboys, Jones went through a string of largely unsuccessful coaches. Chan Gailey, Dave Campo, Bill Parcells, and Wade Phillips combined to go 102 and 105 from 1998 to midway through the 2010 season. Thankfully for Dallas fans, Jones seemed to find the right coach when he replaced Phillips with Jason Garrett halfway through the 2010 schedule. Garrett helped turn around the Cowboys, who had only one losing record in his first 7 full seasons at the helm. They won 2 NFC East crowns in that span. That's good. Changing coaches is one thing, losing great players is another. Soon after the 3 Super Bowl wins in 4 years, 4 of Dallas's future Hall of Famers began to lose their edge, which obviously is not good. Aikman, the greatest passer in Cowboys history, retired in 2000. Aikman says he suffered 7 or 8 concussions in his professional career. After winning his 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years, Aikman's play and the play of those around him declined quickly. His record as a starter was 34-33 over his final 5 seasons. In 2006, Aikman was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. He called the 1994 Super Bowl win his greatest on-field accomplishments. I have a real hard time classifying anything as my biggest moment, my favorite color, or whatever, Aikman said. I'd have to say, though, that the Super Bowl was my greatest moment in sports, and it was also my most emotional moment. Emmett Smith had, well, let's get a picture of Troy. Yeah. Wait. Good 90s hair. That's what that was. Yeah. Stuff. Emmett Smith had more good years in him after the last Super Bowl than did his quarterback. He rushed for at least 1,000 yards 6 more times and had 975 yards in his final season with Dallas. Smith then joined the Arizona Cardinals in 2002 and retired after 2004 as the NFL's career rushing leader with 18,355 yards. Smith entered the Hall of Fame in 2010. Michael Irvin remained the playmaker for the Cowboys through 1998, but he barely played in 1999 before retiring. A year after Aikman entered the Hall of Fame, Irvin did too. Yeah, because waited like 6 years for all of them, right? Or 5 seasons. Yeah. Jim Johnson didn't stop coaching when he left Dallas. He also had very little success when he joined the Miami Dolphins. As he did in Dallas when he replaced Tom Landry, Johnson followed a coaching legend in Miami, Don Shula, the winningest coach in NFL history. But Johnson didn't win a Super Bowl in Miami, and his teams went 38-31 with a 1-3 playoff mark. Well, that sucks. Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a general manager of the Cowboys, and since 1989 has had final call on their draft picks. He hit the jackpot in 2016 with two of his selections. First round pick Ezekiel Elliott, a running back from Ohio State, led the NFL in rushing as a rookie. In the fourth round, Dallas took quarterback Dak Prescott from Mississippi State. All he did was win the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Prescott and Elliott won 13 games as rookies and won their division as rookies. Dallas Cowboys now play in AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A lasting legacy. Things got pretty rough for the Cowboys. From 2000 to 2005, they appeared. Yeah, they had like Drew Bledsoe part of that time. Eventually replaced by Tony Romo. That might have been 2006. They appeared in just one playoff game, wild card loss at Carolina. That's Joe Todd's team. Hey, you beat us. In fact, they went from 1997 through 2008 without a postseason victory. That sucks. But they remained one of the most popular franchises in all sports. By 2017, they were worth $4 billion. That's more than any other team in any other sport. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, opened to much fanfare in 2009. Cowboys' new home was considered almost space age. Major events in other sports took place there every year. Through the years since the Cowboys dynasty, fans still love to watch their team play in person or on TV. Ooh. Well, that's it for this book. But they have some terms I'll read off. Dallas Cowboys span of dynasty 91 through 92 through 94 95. Super Bowl wins 3. Well, we had a pretty good dynasty in 1970s also, but this was about the 90s. So Super Bowl wins 3, 92, 93, 95. NFC East titles 92, 93, 94, 95. 49-15 regular record, 10-1 playoff record. Yeah, we lost that the championship game 94 to 49ers. Dang it, 49ers. Yeah. Key rivals: Buffalo Bills, Green Bay Packers, New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers. Individual awards: Emmitt Smith, MVP. Super Bowl MVP was Troy Aikman, 92, Emmitt Smith, 93, Larry Brown, 95. Oh, pretty good. Larry Brown, Super Bowl MVP, damn. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Emmitt Smith, 1990. Coach of the Year, Jimmy Johnson, 1990. Pro Football Hall of Fame, Troy Aikman, 2006, Michael Irvin, 7, Emmitt Smith, 2010, Jerry Jones, 2017. January 20th, 1960, the Cowboys are granted an NFL expansion franchise. January 1st, 1967, Dallas makes its first playoff but loses to Green Bay. December 31st, 1967, Dallas loses the Ice Bowl. Green Bay on the final play as the Cowboys when the Packers win the NFL crown 21-17. January 17th, 1971. After the fifth straight playoff appearance, Cowboys make the Super Bowl but lose to Baltimore 16-13. I'll be right back, guys. I need something to drink. Away from you guys for too long. So I did need something to drink and something to eat. So yeah, I need a knife. Makes sense. I need a knife. Where the party at, indeed, fellas. It's been a pleasure being on with you for the past 1 hour and 46 minutes, almost 1 hour and 47 minutes. Don't we get anything on the book? Two people online. Right. That's good. Why don't we go ahead and learn how to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich? Just kidding. I think everyone knows how to do that. I like the sign though. American Steam. That was a joke. That's kind of a joke since Jerry Jones bought the team. Anyone out there can't sleep, join us and we'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys. We're at a sports team. We're at a sports team we want to talk about. Open to all suggestions. Just not the Steelers because they beat us. Or the 49ers because they also beat us. Maybe I should try to get a 49ers fan on. It'll be sad though. They'll be like, oh, hey, didn't want to beat us in 94, huh? And we'll be like, son of a gun. We wanted to. We really did want to. But we felt bad for you. And we're just like, you take this one. We feel bad. We're gonna dominate this decade, so just take it. Just take it. We'll spread the jelly. Gotta spread the jelly, of course. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point when you have peanut butter jelly if your jelly's not spread evenly? I usually cut it down the middle, but I'm just gonna freelance it this time. I know I'm crazy. I'm a madman. If you're out there, you want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, I'm all ears. Or any team, really. I don't care. I wonder how long I can go on the stream for. Hit that like button. Excited for my accomplishment. I think I've reached 100 watch hours, but we definitely have 97 officially. So that's before they talk about they do the They take into account the watch hours from Thursday night Q&A, so I should have 100. January 17th, 1971. After the fifth straight playoff appearance, the Cowboys make the Super Bowl but lose to Baltimore 16-13. Oh yeah, Baltimore Colts. January 16th, 1972. Led by Roger Staubach, Dallas beats Miami 24-3 for the 1971 Super Bowl. Well, with Roger Staubach, the quarterback from 1970. Cowboys starting quarterbacks. Let's see. Don Meredith was with us from the beginning. That's pretty cool. Ava Barron, Don Meredith. Don Meredith really took over in '64. Roger Staubach was backup in '69. Craig Morton, Roger Staubach, Craig Morton. In 2 games. Lost to the Super Bowl. Craig Morton lost the Super Bowl in 1971. Roger Staubach, the backup, came in. I guess Craig Morton got hurt, right? Craig Morton won 10 games, 72. But then it was Roger Staubach after that. So what happened to Craig Morton? Let's find out together. The picture. Craig Morton was number 14. He was a Super Bowl champion. But left after a 73 season. Don Meredith, injury prone. Seen as a promising future starter, 69. Promising starter. Operated right shoulder after being tackled by Humming Nobis. Expecting this decrease after shoulder injury. He had surgery in 1970. Had a good passer rating, 89.8. Led the Cowboys Super Bowl V when the team lost to Baltimore Colts. He had surgery on his right elbow. 1971, there was a quarterback controversy created by Tom Landry. Alternating Morton with Staubach as a starting quarterback, reaching its extreme against the Chicago Bears. Alternated between plays. After this famous game, Landry settled on Staubach and the Cowboys went on a 10-game winning streak. Morton was named starter in '72. His arm had regained his strength. Staubach was hurt. He was replaced against 49ers. Staubach entered an apparently hopeless situation, trailing 28-13. Threw 2 touchdowns the last 9 seconds to win the game, 30-28, eventually sealing Morton's fate with the team. 1974, he was selected by the Birmingham Americans, the WFL Pro Draft. What's that? World Football League. NFL and CPL. After asking for a trade, signed a contract for the 1975 season. Houston Texans, the World Football League. Now the Shreveport Steamer. World Football League. I don't know that. He never played with them. He was traded to the Giants for the 1974 season in exchange for the number 1 draft pick in 1975, number 2 Randy White, 76. Randy White. Randy White was Cowboys. Randy White's a Super Bowl champion? 78. That's what happened to him. Roger Staubach won a Super Bowl, though. Mm. Staubach didn't wait. Roger Staubach. Danny White must have won as the backup quarterback. In 71, Roger Staubach would win the Super Bowl in 71. So bad in 77. Looks like he won in 77 too. Lost in 78. Yeah, look at his paper. That was it. That was it. Danny White, you wanted the backup, I guess. But Danny White got the starting job in 1980. 2-1, 2-1. Just he's good, but couldn't get it. Danny White looked like a pretty good quarterback. Gary Oldman came on. Hug boom. White. All right, Danny White. 1997, 1977. World Football League folded after 1976. Yeah, that didn't sound like it lasted. 73, first season 74, C75. Yeah, 13 teams. I played in the 1981 AFC Championship game against 49ers. The catch. The catch. Led him to 3 consecutive NFC playoff games. Received criticism after the losses in the 80s, early 80s. Yep. 1982 strike. So Garrett Hogboom, people were like, put him in. He was the backup. He did well in 82 after Dane was knocked out of the game, concussion. You just can't win the playoffs. 1984. Lost in 1984. Yeah. So yeah, they put in a Hogboom. You know, yes, Tom Landry reinstated White as the starter. Was playoffs in '84 for the first time in a decade, but was while the quarterback with White as quarterback, Cowboys made back in 1985 with 10-6 record. They lost to the Rams. In 1986, he got hurt. From the start in '87, like inconsistent play, he was benched there for Steve Polar before the final 6 games. Back. Knee injury. '88. Retirement July 12th, 1989. Paving the way for recently drafted Troy Aikman to take the reins of the by then struggling franchise. All right. He didn't play any games when they won the Super Bowl. So Danny White was pretty good, but he never did the playoffs, really. 1982 NFL strike began on September 21st and lasted 57 days. 1982 strike began on September 21st, lasted 57 days, ending on November 16th. During this time, no NFL games were played. A strike occurred because the union demanded that a wage scale based on percentage of gross revenues be implemented. The NFLPA wanted the percentage to be 55%. According to the Los Angeles Times, this demand dominated the negotiations. Promoted 2 All-Star games. Excuse me. Gosh. See. A little heart in there. 1 o'clock in the morning. If anyone wants to talk football, Dallas Cowboys, whatever, I'm game. I'm here. One was held at RFK Stadium on October 17th, and the second was held in LA. One of the few stars who did play, John Riggins, explained, I guess I'll do just about anything for money. Spot a TV blackout and ticket prices at $6. Neither game drew well. Not too many fans. RSDS play this previous Super Bowl, their Division III football. So during the strike, they promoted 2 AFC All-Star games. Okay, but none of the stars played. John Riggins played. Riggins. They they replayed the previous Super Bowl and aired Division Three football. So Pat Summerall and John Madden covered a game between Baldwin Wallace and Wittenberg. Those are college teams, Division Three. Do McMurray next time. NBC acquired the rights to Canadian football from ESPN, and both networks aired their respective games with NFL-like production values. However, the three games showed were all blowouts by a total of 96 points with poor ratings and never give up. Yeah, that sucks. 1982, the strike ended with the players' revolt against their own union, as some members suggested that Garvey step down as executive director. As a result of the strike, the season schedule was reduced from 16 games to 9, and the playoffs expanded the then standard 10 to 16 teams. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my book. So we have January 16th, 1972, led by Roger Staubach. Dallas beats Miami 24-3 for the 71 Super Bowl. That's our first Super Bowl. Thank you, Roger Staubach. The Roger Staubach is Super Bowl champion, and Troy Aikman is. Roger Staubach is 2-time, and Troy Aikman is 3 times. January 15, 1978, Landry and Staubach lead the Cowboys to the 1977 Super Bowl, beating Denver 27-10. February 25th, 1989, Jerry Jones buys the team. April 22nd, 1990, Dallas, Strauss, and Smith. January 31st, 1993, Cowboys get back to the Super Bowl and defeat Buffalo 52-17. So this is their 6th appearance and third win. No. Yeah. Yeah. January 30th, 1994, for the first time, Dallas repeats as champion, beating the Bills again, 30-13. March 29th, 1994, Johnson quits as coach. Jones hires Barry Switzer. January 20th, 1996. So, 1994 season doesn't go as planned, but 1995 they won. In the final Super Bowl trip for the triplets, the Cowboys beat the Steelers 27-17 in the Super Bowl. Beat the Steelers. Glossary, bye week, a week during the season that a team does not have a game. Draft, a system that allows teams to acquire new players coming into the league. This might sound silly, but this is really going to help me out a lot. And anyone else who wants to learn about football, go you can ask a question in the comments. But I need to learn all I can when I start to do the games and this year. Dynasty, a team that has an extended period of success, usually winning multiple championships in the process. Franchise, a sports organization including the top level team and all its major minor league affiliates. Hall of Fame, an honor given to the very best participants in a sport. Overtime, an extra period of play when the score is tied after regulation. Playoffs, a set of games played after the regular season that decide which team is the champion. Quarterback, the player who calls plays and throws passes. I think the coach calls plays now, but I think back in the day they didn't used to. I think the quarterback had to call all plays. Like Terry Bradshaw said he called all his plays. Rival, in front with whom a player or team has a fierce and ongoing competition, of course. Roster, list of players that make up the team, of course. Well, thank you for Barry Wilner for writing a good book about the Dallas Cowboys. Inside the Star, the Ultimate Dallas Cowboys Fan Guide. See what it says. I might also try to just like live stream a game. Like maybe I'll live stream a UFL game, but really like I could try to like pretend to live stream a championship or like a Super Bowl game. Like I could live stream the 1971 Super Bowl game. Yeah, I could do that. I could do something like that. I could have it more period pieces, right? I could do something like that. I can make it fun. Dallas Cowboys hat 1970s. 1970s. Let's see if the 1971 Super Bowl is on YouTube. It is on here. There's also the one against the Colts. 25 minutes of that. Super Bowl 5. 3 hours. Oh, against the Colts. This one. That's a recap. I don't want that one. This one's only an hour and 35 minutes. NFL full game. This doesn't feel like the full game. This doesn't feel like the full game at all. I'll watch and see what it says. So if you're just joining me, I have the 1971 Super Bowl in the background. I might actually like do the commentary on it. Let's see if I can actually find the full game. Maybe it's just less commercials. That's what it is. An hour and 35 minutes. That's crazy though. It's crazy. Leon Let's Thanksgiving Blender. Leon Let. I heard about him. I'm gonna watch this real quick. The Cowboys think they won the game, but something happened. The Dolphins tried to do a field goal. Cowboys players don't pick it up. Dolphins players. Oh no, no. Well, Leon Let slid and then touched it, and then they got it. Okay. Right. Mm, I don't know what he's saying. Can't really do audio on here. Mm. Yeah, so they got it. They got it. They got the ball. And they got the field goal, so they won the game. Thanksgiving blunder. Oh boy. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so I have the 1971 Cowboys Super Bowl on here. Maybe I can try to see if I can try a little bit of commentary. Um, yeah. Kickoff. Dolphins have it, and they're running it to the well, it's like 30. Oh boy, is that fumble? Is that fumble? Yeah. What's a fumble? That's not a fumble. Chapter 1, Hail Mary. Roger Staubach is famous for many things. As the greatest quarterback in Naval Academy history, he won the Heisman Trophy in 1963. Okay, so I didn't know that. Roger Staubach, Heisman, I gotta remember that. Then, after serving 4 years in the military, he joined the Dallas Cowboys. He went from backup to starter to champion to Hall of Famer. Dallas won 2 Super Bowls to champion with Hallback at the helm, and he made the NFL's All-Decade Team for the 1970s. And Roger Staubach is number 12. What year is this book? This book come out? 2019? No way. 2019. Despite all those achievements, people always seem to ask Staubach about one play and one phrase, Hail Mary. Same goes for Drew Pearson, the star receiver for the Cowboys in the 1970s and also a member of the All-Decade Team. Slowly became the term for anybody that was kind of in trouble and you had a hope, Starbucks said years later. Now the Hail Mary is used for politics, for business, and for football. Especially for football, where every desperation pass by a losing team at the end of a game is described the same way, Hail Mary. I get asked almost every day about the Hail Mary, Pearson said. In some way, shape, or form, people ask me about that. This day when I sign autographs, I write Hail Mary always or Hail Mary to you. Hail Mary wishes, things like that. So what prompted the phrase? The Cowboys were visiting the Minnesota Vikings on December 28th, 1975 for a playoff game. Dallas was a wild card team with a 10-4 record. The Vikings, meanwhile, were a powerhouse. They had won the NFC Central with a 12-2 record, which was tied for the best in the league. Cool. Covered that in a second. So we have this game on. Let's see if I can do any commentary on this game. I think I might do that a little bit down the line. I'll comment. I'll do some commentary on some like Super Bowls. Let's see. Let's see which Super Bowls I have to choose from. I do five of the winners. I could just do all of them. The Colts, the loss to the Colts. Then we beat the Dolphins. Lose to the Steelers. Win against the Broncos. Lose to the Steelers. Win in '92. Win in '93. Win in '95. Against the Steelers. I could just do all of them. I was gonna like, maybe I'll just do the winning ones, but shoot, I might as well do all of them. I might as well do all of them. So if this one's the 1971 one, so with Roger Staubach, they have John Grease or something. And 12. And 12. Oh, goes back to throw and nothing, nothing, nothing. He's so fast in that one. Hey, get that stuff off the field. like balloons or something else on the field. I'm 55. I'll have to know the names real quick. I'm 55 guy. You got fingertips on it. Yeah, it wasn't a fumble. I thought it was a fumble, but it wasn't. Dolphins are trying to get the Super Bowl ring. They're not gonna. Okay. Those might be fun to go back in time and like live stream. Live stream, of course, can't. They're already done. The games. I just put that in parentheses. Live stream. You know, live stream. Super Bowl, whatever. Super Bowl B1. Cowboys versus Dolphins. January something 1972. I think that would be fun. I think that would be fun. I would need a hat, a 1970s hat. And that's really all I need, 1970s hats. I can't get a jersey from the 70s. That's crazy. Release Bob Grease. I'll look it up. Bob Grease. Bob Grease, former quarterback, yeah. It's Bob Grease. Hey, who's in chat with me? Who's that? Who's sending me those hearts? Are you still up? Is someone still up over there? What are you doing? I'm thinking about live stream. If you're still up, I'm thinking about live streaming the games, like all the Super Bowls. Like I could do that. I could definitely do that. This is the Dolphins one, but I could do all eight, and of course we win five of them, so only three would be losses. He throws it to 22. Throws it to 22. Hayes, Bob Hayes. He's really good. I think he has a future. Staubach to Hayes. Staubach to Hayes, man. Staubach and the Cowboys. This is Billy Truitt that tied in now. He carries instructions. 55. You got the little gold, yeah. 33. See, I'll have to memorize the names of the players. Maybe I'll do that. It's Monday. It's Monday, but maybe I should do that. When could I do that? We do that Sunday. But the San Antonio Brahmas versus the Houston Roughnecks Sunday at 3 o'clock. I could use like some UFL games on Saturdays. I'm gonna do some NFL games on Sundays. But yeah, I could do that in May. 12, 19, 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. In July 7th, I could be done with all the Super Bowls. That'd be cool. So Starbucks to no game. One scrimmage. Yeah, Starbucks again. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that. Ooh, someone giving me hearts. Are you giving me some hearts? Oh, I like hearts. Still up? Is Dotot still up? Man, I am definitely going to stream the game. I've been online for 2 hours and 27 minutes now. Just talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Ah, someone say the greatest team, America's team. But yeah, I might do some Super Bowls. Why not? I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. I could just do some commentary on all the Super Bowls the Cowboys went to, even the losses. So someone would be like, "Oh, the Cowboys are definitely going to win this one if he's doing commentary," but then they lose, and I was like, "Well, what the heck?" But yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Okay, so yeah, let me try some commentary. Let me try to do it for this one. I have to memorize all the players, but I could do that. I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. That would be so cool. I mean, that would be really cool. I think that would be a lot of fun. Ah, well, hello. If you're just joining me, I'm just talking about Cowboys history for the last 2.5 hours. I read one book, I have another book, but I kind of stopped to look at the 1971 Super Bowl. It's on YouTube. We beat the Dolphins, and I think I'm gonna live stream the Cowboys games, all 8 of our Super Bowl appearances. And I know we won 5, but I think I might do that. I think I might just kind of just have it on YouTube, closed caption, and just go through all the Cowboys games. I mean, it sounds like fun. It sounds like a good time. I can't really get a jersey right now, like a Roger Staubach jersey, but that'd be kind of cool. Get like an old 70s hat. That might be fun. Or I could just dress up like the 70s and then just do it. But yeah, if you're on chat for the first time, 3 people on right now. It's 1:30 in the morning where I am in Texas. And feel free to like and subscribe because I've been a YouTuber for 10 months and I'm not stopping anytime soon. So I'm gonna do some Q&As, gonna talk about Cowboys history, and yeah, I'm gonna live stream some games. Live stream the Super Bowls. Looks like we won a lot in the 70s and 90s, so I'll just live stream those. I could also live stream some championship games, like from the 49ers, 1981. That was a big game. So yeah, that might be fun. I think people might like that. So yeah, I'm looking at this 1971 game. It's crazy. But I'm also reading from this book, Inside the Star. They're talking about Drew Pearson's Hail Mary. But yeah, if you are out there, you can't go to sleep. It's 1:27 in the morning. Go on YouTube. Your old friend YouTube. And David Bell, he'll talk football with you. Talk about the Dallas Cowboys. He'll even sing you a lullaby if you want. I don't know any, but well, if I keep talking, I think someone will come on and they'll hit the like button, and then my ego will explode. Like, I gotta like what is going on. But yeah, I'm just talking about the Hail Mary. Drew Pearson, he's famous for that. Uh, yeah, reading from this book. Maybe my monotone will, just from reading will soothe you to sleep. Um, I don't have any warm milk for you, but that's lemonade. If you are a subscriber, well, what are you doing up at 1:30 in the morning? You crazy subscribers? You crazy people? If you're not a subscriber, you should subscribe because I have some pretty funny content. I have on my YouTube channel. I've been doing it for 10 months. So all the videos I'm trying to work out were early on. So now they got a lot better. They got a lot better. we'll have the D-Bell Sports Show and the D-Bell Sports Podcast. And I'm actually trying. The podcast is a lot better. My first episode, my last episode with Zeke was pretty good. So cheers. If you want me to lull you to sleep with a lullaby, say so in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm going to keep reading this book. We're talking about the Hail Mary with Drew Pearson. We finally, I'm not going to be too loud. Around here, it's 1:30 in the morning. Finally got a no, not a Hail Mary. He got that already. Finally got the Hall of Fame, Cowboys Hall of Fame, like a year ago, I think. So, let's read about him a little bit. I get asked almost every day about the Hail Mary, Pearson said. In some way, shape, or form, people ask me about that. To this day, when I sign autographs, I would love to get an autograph by Drew Pearson. I write Hail Mary always or Hail Mary to you. Hail Mary wishes, things like that. Well, this is great. Maybe the Cowboys are America's team. I know in 2020, for like a week, the Browns were like, hey, man, I think we're going to be America's team. Cowboys were like, no. We're not winning too many games, but even then, like, okay. So what prompted the phrase, the Cowboys were Vikings, Vikings, on December 28th, 1975 for a playoff game? I love to visit Minnesota. I won't say anything bad about any teams. Definitely Eagles, but that's just for fun. I don't really care. Eagles. And Steelers, they beat us twice in the playoffs, so grr. Dallas was a wild card team with a 10-4 record. The Vikings, meanwhile, were a powerhouse. They had won the NFC Central. NFC Central, what's that? With a 12-2 record, which was tied for best in the league. The game took place at frigid Metropolitan Stadium, where the wind chill was only 17 degrees Fahrenheit. The Cowboys took a 10-7 lead early in the fourth quarter, but then Minnesota went in front, 14-10, and things started to look bleak for Dallas. Come on, Dallas, we got this. Black and white, but you can see a picture. Jim Marshall, Vikings defensive end. Tackle Staubach. How dare you tackle our quarterback? 40 years ago. I didn't say you could do that. Facing 2nd and 10 with less than 30 seconds remaining in the game, Staubach dropped back to pass against the purple people eaters. Tom Grossi calls them the incarnation of Satan, but he's a Packers fan. I mean, he's pretty fun. You should check out his channel too if you like sports. Tom Grossi, and That's Good Sports with Brandon Perna. It's pretty good. It's pretty funny. It's also Scooter Magooter if you're a Cowboys fan. I like him. Mark Holmes. He's always like working on a house or driving somewhere, sanding something. And he's like, "What's up, good people? I'm gonna talk about the Cowboys." So he's pretty funny. It was pretty fun. That was the nickname for the tough Vikings defense, which had allowed an average of only 13 points per game during the regular season. Okay. Along with a fierce pass rush, the Vikings also had a future Hall of Fame safety in Paul Krause. Staubach knew that he had to keep Krause from double covering Pearson. Well, okay. I pumped and looked Krause off. He looked him off. I don't know what that means, but I'm new. Staubach explained he really should have helped. Instead, Krause covered Cowboys receiver Golden Richards while Pearson sprinted down the right sideline against cornerback Nate Wright. Okay. So I'm guessing Nate Wright's not very good because we're about to get the Hail Mary. The fans in Minnesota may have been cold, but they weren't too frozen to cheer loudly as Staubach heaved the ball in desperation. Wow. I'm going to do some little, yeah. After all, what chance did Dallas have for a miracle finish against that awesome defense? Well, it sounds like they're pretty good, so I don't know. Plenty it turned out, even on a slippery field at the end of a tiring contest. Ooh, oh, guess we should read on. I had one more gear left, Pearson said. If Roger had thrown to the back of the end zone, I could have shifted into that last gear, done the toe dance in the back of the end zone, and we walked away untouched. You know, the toe dance, the whole thing. Look, catch it! Oh, that's toe dance. But the pass was a few yards short of the end zone. Pearson slowed, as did Wright. They bumped into each other, and Wright stumbled as Pearson grabbed the pass. Ooh. As I looked back and saw the ball coming, Pearson said, I saw it was going to be short, and then I did that swim move to get inside position. I don't know what the swim move is. Whoo, I'm going to get you. I'm going to swim around you. I don't know. In doing that, I made contact with Nate, but there was no deliberate push. With that contact, he went down, and I was able to swing my arms around. Well, that's good. The ball hit my hands as I brought them around, and it went through my hands. I ended up catching the Hail Mary with my elbow and my hip. That adds to the mystique and aura of the Hail Mary. So does the claim by Vikings players and their fans that Pearson pushed off and should have been called for offensive pass interference. Aw, Vikings fans, don't make me come over there. I've no beef with you guys. You know, you're not the Steelers or the Eagles or 49ers, so go away with that. That foolishness. If a Cowboys player says he didn't push off, you know, I'm sure there's tape of it, so you could probably find out. But hey, nonetheless, Pearson caught the ball, 24 seconds left, and shimmied into the end zone for a 17-14 win. Oddly, the famous football didn't become Pearson's souvenir. In celebration, he threw it over the stands and into the parking lot. What? So we don't even have the football? Someone has football, please contact me. I know only 3 people watching, but if you're one of those 3, just let me know. I'll make sure it gets in the Hall of Fame, or you can do it, but you should go to Canton. Did anyone catch a football on, when was it? You want to catch a football on December 28th, 1975? Vikings versus Cowboys? Did anyone catch that? Oh, that's so frustrating. Hall of Fame, I don't know. Oh my gosh. My gosh, I read that part. The winning ball may be long gone. Oh no, it's not. Someone picked it up. So that's frustrating. But thanks to Pearson and Starbucks heroics, Hail Mary became a permanent football term. I don't want the term, I want the football. I'm gonna look this up. Hail Mary Pearson football. Who has it? Who found it? Took place 48 years ago. Oh my gosh, 48 years ago? No, someone has it. Someone freaking has it. What's real frustrating? They probably don't even know they have it because some kid in 1975 walked over to the stadium after the game was over or something, and they picked up this football, and they're like, "What's this? I'll just keep it," and it might have been thrown away. Oh, so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Ah. So it's only an object until something happens to that object, and the object becomes famous. Then you put that object in the Hall of Fame. Come on, people. Dang it. Dang it. I know someone has it. They don't even know. They don't. If they knew they would put it in the Hall of Fame, they really would. They would sell it, or they would put it in the Hall of Fame. When they asked me about it, I think the actual quote was, "Well, I guess you could call it a Hail Mary. You throw it up and pray," Starbucks said. I could have said our Father, and glory be, but I don't think our Father would have carried on. Well, Hail Mary's a good term. It's fun. Hmm. The Hail Mary has become a common play in today's NFL. Just about anytime a team is trailing with time for one last play, the quarterback will heave a desperate pass down the field. No Hail Mary, however, can compare to the first one. Well, no, that was our first one. Oh, there are four people on? Why? Why? What are you guys doing at 1:38 in the morning? You can't go to sleep. Listen, I'll lull you to sleep. I'm reading Inside the Story about the Dallas Cowboys because I'm trying to learn history about the Dallas Cowboys. I've been on for 2 hours and 43 minutes, and I just want to learn all this stuff. I wrote down all the Super Bowls the Cowboys been in, and I might quote unquote live stream those playoff games at some point this season because there's no football. I think that might be fun. Oh, if you're still there, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. The Hail Mary has become a common play in today's NFL. Just about any time a team is trailing, with time for one last play, the quarterback will heave a desperate pass down the field. No Hail Mary, however, can compare to the first one. The preparation to defend for the Hail Mary is different, Starbucks said. Today, teams work on it. When Drew caught it, there wasn't anybody else there. Yeah. Chapter 2, America's Team. This is a good sized book. Might take me all night to read this one. Yeah. Once in a while, a group of U.S. athletes becomes known as America's Team. 1980 Olympic hockey team, for example, scored one of the biggest upsets in sports history against Soviet Union. And in the 1999 Women's World Cup, champion U.S. team became pioneers for the game of soccer. But in most people's minds, there's only one America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. Well, where did that nickname come from? Question mark. And does it really apply? Bob Ryan, an editor at NFL Films, coined the phrase. Ryan knew that the Cowboys were popular not just in Texas, but also across the United States. After all, they're one of the league's most successful teams at the time. So when he was working on the team's 1978 highlight film, he suggested that it should be titled America's Team. Really? There's Tex Schramm posing for the trophy in 1977. Pretty baller, actually. Bob Bryan did this. Bob Bryan coined America's Team. Oh, I remember that. Editor at NFL Time, NFL Films. Teams out. So this was 78, 79. Cowboys president Tex Schramm loved the idea. The team's coaches and players didn't. More on that later. The Cowboys had legions of fans across the country, Ryan said. They were a team that you either loved or hated. They were like Notre Dame, the Yankees, the Celtics, those kinds of teams that drew large numbers in ratings because of the love-hate relationship. If there was a national team in pro football, there was only one team, and that was the Dallas Cowboys. I forgot to read about Drew Pearson. Did not read about Tex Schramm. Drew Pearson. On the list of great Cowboys receivers, Drew Pearson must be near the top. His Hail Mary catch was just one of many big-time plays during an impressive career. In college, Pearson was a quarterback at Tulsa before becoming a wide receiver. He was raw at the position when he joined the Cowboys, but he soon blossomed into a number one pass catcher. Twice he gained more than 10,000 yards receiving, and in 1977 he led the NFL in receiving yards. Part of this helped us win the Super Bowl in 77. During his career, Pearson caught 48 touchdown passes in the regular season and 8 more in the playoffs. He entered the Cowboys Ring of Honor in 2011. And then later, like 10 years later, 13 years later, 12 years later, he got Hall of Fame. Alright, we're gonna read about Tex Schramm now. Early in his career, Tex Schramm worked in a number of jobs, including publicity and television. But he made his mark as president and general manager of the Cowboys from their beginning in 1960. During Schramm's 29 seasons, Dallas made 5 Super Bowls with 2 wins. The Cowboys also went 20 straight 20 straight seasons with a winning record. Schramm played a number of important roles, not just for the Cowboys, but for the entire league. He's one of the NFL's rule makers. He helped NFL Commissioner Pete Rozelle with TV contracts. He came up with a lineup of 3 divisions in each conference, now 4. He pushed for video instant replay to help referees make calls. That's good. Good Schramm, man. Legend. By the time Schramm left the Cowboys in 1989, his legacy was undeniable. In 1991, Schramm was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's pretty cool. Tex Schramm, President and GM, 60 to 89. I guess Jerry Jones took over the title of president and GM and owner, all 3 in 1989. So we're now America's team. The name stuck, and decades later it still fits. The Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in any sport, worth more than $4 billion, according to Forbes magazine. They also sell the most jerseys and souvenirs of any NFL team, and the Cowboys tend to draw the biggest TV audiences, especially when they're winning. Well, it doesn't hurt to win. It doesn't hurt that the Cowboys have a magnificent home stadium where many other major sporting events occur. Or that owner Jerry Jones is one of the most powerful people in football, or that their logo, the star, is, well, star-worthy. Schramm had a knack for drawing up interest in the Cowboys. It was his idea, for example, to have the Cowboys play each year on Thanksgiving. It's a good idea. That game puts the team in the national spotlight. A classic nickname like America's team could only help grow the brand, and while Schramm may have smiled when he first heard the nickname, Coach Tom Landry and the guys on the field shuddered. Ooh, really? Wherever we went, said quarterback Roger Staubach, people were always giving us a hard time. The Cowboys were on the road playing Philadelphia Eagles shortly after the nickname caught on. During one play, Staubach took a hard tackle from Eagles defender Bill Berggren. I kind of got the wind knocked out of me, Staubach said. I'm laying there. Bergie comes over and grabs my hand. He pulls me up and says, "Take that, America's quarterback." That's when Staubach realized the name wasn't too popular with players and other teams. Oh boy. I like it today because I was proud of being part of America's team, Staubach said, but when we were playing, it was bad enough playing the other guys, but when they thought we were kind of shoving in their face with America's team, I don't think as players we were crazy about it. Gil Brandt, who helped build the team from day one, believes he knows the secret formula for America's team. Gil Brandt served as the Cowboys' vice president of personnel from 1960 to 1988. I think he recently passed away. Let me see. Yeah, he did recently pass away last August. Yeah. Anyway, Gil Brandt. For nearly 30 years, and yeah, let's learn a little bit about Gil Brandt. For nearly 30 years, Gil Brandt was the guy who found the talent for the Cowboys. He oversaw the team's scouting, often visiting college practices and games himself. He made sure the Cowboys knew something about every player eligible for the draft each year, and much of that information was carried in his head. Grant seemed to remember everything, from which high school a player attended to what his parents did for a living. Grant was also a pioneer. Early in his tenure, the Cowboys became one of the first sports franchises to use computers. That's cool. Dallas was also the first NFL team to look for players from other sports. Oh. After leaving the Cowboys, Grant worked as a draft expert for the NFL. He also worked as a radio analyst. Thanks to his important contributions to the game, Grant is known as the godfather of scouting. Very nice. We did a lot of things people didn't realize we did, said Brent, the team's first player personnel director. We answered every letter from every fan, and we would put a little flyer in there that they could buy t shirts for $4 and wristbands for $2 and so forth. Everybody was surprised that they would actually get a letter from an NFL team. Yeah. All of that work paid off. I think we're probably into the grandkids of those people we started with, Brand said. Jerry and Jimmy, Chapter 3. Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson first met in the 1960s when they were teammates on the University of Arkansas football team. After college, the two men went their separate ways. Jones made a fortune in the oil business, while Johnson became a top football coach at Oklahoma State University and later at the University of Miami. In 1989, Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys. One of his first decisions was to hire Johnson as head coach. That meant Jones was firing Tom Landry, the only coach in franchise history, and a man heading to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, sad. It wasn't a popular move, and Jones later regretted the way he handled it. If I had a chance to do it over again, I would have waited a year and just got my feet on the ground a little bit more, Jones said, and probably just gone with the staff that we had and then later made the ultimate change that I made. But the Cowboys were now under the control of the two JJs, the owner and the coach. Jones also, yeah, Jerry Johnson's Jerry Jones, Jim Johnson, JJ. Jones also served as the team's general manager, meaning he would have final say over trades and draft picks. Still, it was Johnson who was the wheeler dealer, and boy, could he make moves. 51 trades in all. It's a lot of trades. The biggest one, which occurred in 1989, wound up turning the Cowboys from a pathetic 1-15 team into a champion. Don't remind me about the 1989 season. Oh, big get Troy Aikman though. When I told Jerry that we were going to trade Herschel Walker, he was kind of astonished. I would be too. Johnson said he planned to send the star running back, by far the Cowboys' best player, to Minnesota. Jones said, "Really? You can't get rid of Herschel Walker. We won't score a point if we don't have Herschel Walker." And then he thought, okay, well, maybe this will, And that's what Minnesota thought. Minnesota thought this college guy, national champion with Georgia, we'll pull one over on him. Okay. That's what they'll pull one over on Jimmy Johnson. Got it. This college guy will pull one over on him. We're going to give him these 5 guys, and they'll fall in love with them, and we won't have to give up anything till the number 1 pick a couple years down the line. That's what they thought. So those picks are actually conditional, and no, well, it says right here. It says right here. Actually, Walker never did much in Minnesota. Instead of winning Super Bowls, the Vikings ended up with high draft picks that they had to send to Dallas. Yeah. Using those picks, the Cowboys eventually added running back Emmitt Smith, 1990, defensive tackle Russell Maryland, cornerbacks Kevin Smith and Clayton Holmes, and safety Darren Woodson. All of them helped win Super Bowls for the Cowboys. Johnson wasn't just a trading wizard, he was also quite a coach. By 1991, he led the Cowboys to the playoffs for the first time since 1985. Oh, very nice. But he also had a quarterback controversy on his hands. Oh no. Troy Aikman, who was Jones and Johnson's first ever draft pick in 1999, had injured his right knee late in the 1991 season. With Aikman on the sidelines, backup Steve Berline stepped in. He played brilliantly, leading the Cowboys to victory in their final 5 games. So to victories. Aikman insisted he was healthy for the wild card game against the Chicago Bears. He expected to start, but Johnson had other ideas. Well, that happens in sports. Happens with NFL all the time. All the time. Dallas defeated the Bears with Berline under center. Berline then started the second round game against the Detroit Lions. The Cowboys ended up losing that contest 38-6, with Aikman eventually coming off the bench. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. After the game, Aikman thought about seeking a trade. Johnson spoke to him a day later and said there would be no more fooling around at quarterback. Aikman was his guy. Oh, definitely. Well, helped us win 3 Super Bowls. Definitely our guy. So were Emmitt Smith and wide receiver Michael Irvin. Together with Aikman, they formed a group known as the Triplets. These 3 players became the backbone of the Cowboys' offense. Yeah, taken in 88, 89, and 90. 3 years in a row. Michael Irvin. A little blurb on Michael Irvin. Known as the playmaker. Oh, yeah. Michael Irvin was a loud personality. On the field, he let his hands and feet do the talking. And off the field, he was never shy about sharing his opinion. Irvin had 7 seasons with more than 1,000 yards receiving. He made the 1990s All-Decade team, and he is second on the Cowboys' career receiving list in receptions and yards. Very nice. During his career, Irvin scored 65 regular season touchdowns. Wow. 8 in the playoffs. He entered the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2007. The thing that gave me an edge was my work ethic, Irvin said. I was one of those guys who felt the more you worked, the better you got. Man, I need practice reading. Oh, man. In 1992, Dallas went 13-3 during the regular season, whipped Philadelphia in the playoffs, and then traveled to San Francisco for the NFC Championship game. The 49ers, who had league MVP Steve Young quarterback, were favored to win. Well, we'll see about that. No worries, the game ended in a 30-20 Cowboys victory as Aikman threw for 2 touchdowns and Smith scored twice. On to the Super Bowl. Yes, Super Bowl. How about them Cowboys? Johnson shouted. Oh, here's a picture of Michael Irvin with Emmitt Smith during Super Bowl XXV11. Up next was another postseason regular, the Buffalo Bills. Oh boy, who are making their 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance. The Bills shouldn't have bothered showing up. Well, that's not that's not great. It's true. The NFC East, except for the Eagles, beat the Bills 3 out of those 4 years, man. If only the Eagles could have, that would have been something. But in one of the ugliest Super Bowls in history, the Bills committed 9 turnovers, dang, 2 of which the Cowboys returned for touchdowns. I believe Jim Kelly was the quarterback for the Bills at that time. They should have been 3, but Cowboys defensive tackle Leon Lett showboated on his way to the end zone. Oh, Leon, and was caught from behind. Oh, bro. It didn't matter. Dallas crushed Buffalo 52-17. Ah, Leon. The Cowboys were NFL champions for the first time since 1977. Sweet. But Jones and Johnson weren't about to relax. Jones kept spending money on his star players, and Johnson continued to bring in new talent. The following season, the Cowboys beat San Francisco again for the NFC title. Then they took down Buffalo again to defend their Super Bowl crown. A dynasty was in the making. Then it blew up. Okay, so we took down Buffalo again. Okay, so we took down Buffalo twice, and then the Giants did it, and then Washington did it. So I guess the Eagles wouldn't have had time, wouldn't have been able to anyway. Okay. And then it blew up. Jones and Johnson were not getting along. Aw, come on, guys. In part because each wanted the most credit for the team's success. Well, In March 1994, they agreed to part ways, with Johnson getting a $2 million payout and becoming an analyst on TV. Jones would now make all draft picks and trades. He reached out to Barry Switzer, who was once Johnson's arch rival at the University of Oklahoma. Oh, some more pictures. Let me look up King Johnson real quick. I know he was a coach after that too. He was an analyst for a little while. I was a coach. Dallas Cowboys 93. Miami Dolphins 96 to 99. Head coach, player personnel. Okay, well, good to know. Good to know. I'll keep reading on. There's a picture too. This is Super Bowl XXX. Super Bowl XXX. Switzer agreed to become the new coach of the Cowboys. Switzer did just fine with Johnson's players, making it to the NFC Championship game in his first year, but losing to the 49ers. In his second year, Switzer guided the Cowboys to their third Super Bowl title in 4 years with a 27-17 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finally beat the Steelers. I'll put on the put on my fan. Oh boy. I'll put on the fan real quick. Yeah. That victory, which occurred in January 1996, was the last time the Cowboys took home the Lombardi Trophy as of 2018. Which I guess when this book was written, it's copyright 2019. Since 1989, the one constant in the Cowboys organization has been Jones. His powerful role in the NFL earned him a place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. 17. Chapter 4, Home Sweet Home. Attendance at the Cotton Bowl was sparse during the 1960 game between the Cowboys and Browns. That's the picture right there, 1960. The Boston Red Sox have Fenway Park. The Chicago Bears have Wrigley Field. These historic stadiums have been the longtime homes of two famed sports franchises. I need practice reading, man. Cowboys had not just one, but three iconic stadiums: the Cotton Bowl, Texas Stadium, and AT&T Stadium. Each place has its role in the history and success of America's team. The Cotton Bowl, originally built in the 1930s for Southern Methodist University's football team, the Cotton Bowl is located a couple miles east of downtown Dallas. The stadium cost $328,000 to construct, which might not sound like a lot, but that's more than $4 million in today's dollars. And America was going through the Great Depression at the time. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. The stadium originally held 45,000 people. However, the capacity reached 92,000 by 2008. Here's a picture of the 1996 NFL championship game at Cotton Bowl. Let's see. Though the Cotton Bowl was SMU's home field, the stadium's biggest game has always been the Red River rivalry. It's true. Held during the state of Texas, this annual contest pits the University of Texas against the University of Oklahoma. I'd love to go one day. Of course, the Cotton Bowl is still there. I would love to go. Such a big rivalry. For that game in early October, the stands are filled with the orange colors of the Texas Longhorns and the red of the Oklahoma Sooners. But what about Cowboys blue? When the Cowboys were born in 1960, they had to share the Cotton Bowl with the Dallas Texans, now the Kansas City Chiefs. The Texans, also founded in 1960, were a member of the American Football League, AFL, which was competing with the NFL in those days. The Texans spent 3 seasons in Big D, won the AFL title in 1962, and then moved to Kansas City, in part because they couldn't compete with the Cowboys. Probably, Cowboys were probably more popular. For one thing, the NFL had bigger stars. When the likes of Jim Brown or Johnny Unitas came to town to play the Cowboys, fans flocked to the Cotton Bowl. Before long, though, the Cowboys themselves were the main attraction. Johnny Unitas, Jim Brown. Jim Brown, the Browns. What did Johnny Unitas play? Been on 3 hours and 8 minutes, maybe. In the likes of Jim Brown or Johnny Unitas beat us with the Colts in our first Super Bowl appearance. Athletes came to town to play the Cowboys. Fans flocked to the Cotton Bowl. Before long, though, the Cowboys themselves were the main attraction. The team went 7-7 in 1965, which was their first year without a losing record. Oh, good. Took us 5 seasons to have a winning record. In 1966, Dallas won the Eastern Division and hosted the Green Bay Packers. The league's dynasty of that era for the NFL championship game. On New Year's Day, 1967, the NFL title game played in Texas was a thriller. In fact, it was one of the greatest matches in Cotton Bowl Stadium history. Nothing could compare with this, said Mark Duncan, supervisor of officials for the NFL at that time. This game had everything. Tremendous execution by both offenses against two of the best defenses in football, a fast start by the Packers, a great rally by a young team like the Cowboys, and then, of course, that finish. That finish capped a wild affair in which Green Bay scored 2 early touchdowns, only to see the Cowboys tie at 14-14 before the end of the first quarter. Packers led 21-20 in the third period, then they scored 2 more touchdowns to make it 34-20. Cotton Bowl was quiet. Rather than accept with the more experienced Packers were the better team, the Cowboys got the fans cheering again with a 68-yard touchdown pass from Don Meredith to Frank Clark. Then the Cowboys got the ball back and began marching toward Green Bay's end zone. Soon Dallas was at the Packers' 2-yard line in the game's final minute. 4th down. Could the Cowboys score a touchdown to force overtime? Meredith rolled right, looking to run or throw. Packers linebacker Dave Robinson broke through and grabbed Meredith in the backfield. Meredith somehow tossed a weak sidearm throw into the end zone. The Packers safety Tom Brown intercepted it, sealing Green Bay's 34-27 victory. The most memorable NFL game, the Cotton Bowl, ended in disappointment for the Cowboys. Can't win them all. But next year, team owner Clint Murchison Jr. wanted a new stadium. He believed the Cotton Bowl was too old, had uncomfortable seats, and wasn't big enough. It was time to move. So when Texas Stadium opened in 1971, some fans wondered if the Cowboys had forgotten something. After all, there's a big hole in the roof. Cowboys linebacker D.D. Lewis offered an explanation for why the hole is there. So God can watch his favorite team play, he said. Texas Stadium was located in Irving, a suburb of Dallas. The new stadium had all the upgrades Murchison wished for. A $35 million building included 381 luxury boxes, special club areas, and more than 64,000 comfortable seats. And most of the seats were shaded, despite the hole in the roof. The idea for the hole came from European soccer stadiums, many of which had a similar design. There was just one problem. While fans in the stands remained dry, the field was at the mercy of Mother Nature. Never was that more obvious than on Thanksgiving Day, 1993. The Dallas area was hit with a blizzard. That might not be a problem in Green Bay or Buffalo, but snow is a foreign object in Big D. The field was a mess, with wind blowing the white stuff everywhere. Cool. Well, at least the home crowd was about to see their Cowboys defeat the Miami Dolphins, or so it seemed. Enter Leon Lett. Oh boy. Oh no. Dallas led 14-13 in the game's closing moments, and the Cowboys' victory appeared certain. The Dolphins quarterback, future Hall of Famer Dan Marino, was out with a torn Achilles tendon. Even so, backup quarterback Steve DeBerg got the Dolphins in position for a 41-yard field goal attempt. It was hardly an easy kick in the near wideout. Dallas defenders surged through the line and blocked the kick. As the ball skirted harmlessly toward the Cowboys' goal line, the frozen fans began celebrating. Then Lett, a Cowboys defensive tackle, oh man, tried to fall on the ball. What a mistake. If nobody had touched the ball, the Cowboys would have gained possession when it stopped rolling. But for some reason, Lett went for it. He couldn't handle the slippery pigskin, though, and the Dolphins recovered. After much confusion, there was no replay review at the time. The referee awarded possession to Miami. Dolphins kicker Pete Stoyanovich nailed a much simpler 19-yarder for the victory. I knew the rule, Lett said years later. I've blocked field goals in the past. It's not like it was my first time on the field goal block team. Maybe it was that season, but not in my career. I've been trying to think back for, 20 years now. I don't know what happened. It was a brain freeze. Despite the tough loss to the Dolphins, Texas Stadium saw far more Cowboys wins than losses. In fact, Dallas went 213-100 during its 37 years in the building. All five of the Cowboys Super Bowl teams played at Texas Stadium. Really? And flags celebrating each championship hung from the ceiling. After the final game there, nearly 100 former players and 12 members of the Ring of Honor paid tribute to the stadium. AT&T Stadium. Jerry Jones loves to talk about what inspired him to build a new stadium for the Cowboys. The story begins in the mid-1960s when Jones was a member of the Arkansas Razorbacks football team. I was a senior in college, Jones said. Our coach took us to Houston on a field trip to the Astrodome, the eighth wonder of the world. There had never yet been a game played in it. When Jones entered the world's first dome stadium, he was amazed. It was like Mars, he said. Where do you start to build something like this? Where do you hit the first nail or turn the first screw? 3 decades later, Jones had similar questions when he began thinking about a new stadium for the Cowboys. How do you pay for it? Make it work? Get our leaders to be part of it, he asked himself. But I didn't have to wonder if I could do it. I knew I could do it. I'd seen it done. And you could put 5 of those stadiums into our stadium. AT&T Stadium, originally called Cowboy Stadium and affectionately known as Jerry World, is monstrous in size. It seats 80,000 people for football and as many as 100,000 for special events. The stadium is located in Arlington, which is between Dallas and Fort Worth, and on a clear day, the stadium can be seen from both cities. Flying to the local airport, it's impossible not to notice. Now, on a clear day, it's also hard not to notice that the Cowboys haven't fared so well there. Oh, heading into the 2018 season, they were 37-35 at Jerry World. At one point, they lost 8 home games in a row. Head coach Jason Garrett didn't make excuses. My response is we just need to focus on coaching better and playing better, regardless of where we play. Our stadium, someone else's stadium, in the parking lot, or on the moon, he said. Hopefully that will lead to the outcomes that we want. So, regardless of those outcomes, the fans keep coming. And why not? The place is awesome. It costs just over $1 billion to build, making it 30 times more expensive than Texas Stadium. Jones paid more than half the bill himself. Meanwhile, City of Arlington was willing to spend enough, $325 million, to get the Cowboys to move there. AT&T Stadium's main entrance features a glass wall that stands an impressive 800 feet tall. Inside, there's a retractable glass door at each end zone, measuring 180 feet wide by 120 feet high. They are among the largest glass doors in the world. The stadium also has Cowboys Stadium. 2009? Ooh, 2009, huh? He was turning around and played at the Texas Stadium and in this stadium. Stadium also has a retractable roof, no hole this time, wider seats than most stadiums, 15,000 club seats, and 200 suites. Until the Atlanta Falcons opened their new building in 2017, AT&T Stadium had the largest video board in an American stadium. It hangs above the center of the field with 4 screens stretching 50 yards. Whether the home team is winning or not, AT&T Stadium is a must-see. Roger, Troy, and Tony. Page 45 is chapter 5. Some franchises are measured by their running backs or defenses, others are measured by their coaches. While Dallas has had greatness in all of those areas, the team's quarterbacks stand out the most. The 3 best quarterbacks in Cowboys history are Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, and John Romo. Roger, very few stories are as inspirational as Staubach's. Born and raised in Ohio, he decided to play quarterback for the Naval Academy, which in the early 1960s was a football power. Staubach won the 1963 Heisman Trophy as college football's top player and was an All-American. Students who attend military academies make a commitment to serve after graduating. For this reason, few athletes from the academies even attempt to turn pro in their sport. Staubach's journey began like most of his classmates. After the '64 season, he began 4 years of military service, which included a tour in Vietnam. But Staubach was determined to pursue pro football, and the Cowboys remained interested. So in 1969, as a 27-year-old rookie, Staubach climbed aboard the Dallas ship. He didn't become the starter until replacing a struggling Doug Martin during a loss to Chicago in 1971. So it was like 31. Staubach led Dallas to wins in all 7 remaining games. In the playoffs, he led this team past Minnesota and San Francisco to get the Cowboys back to the Super Bowl. I mean, in '77, it was like 36. Right, I guess so. They lost the previous year to the Colts. But this time, Staubach helped by running back Dwayne Thomas and the Doomsday defense, took home the Lombardi Trophy. Dallas was almost a regular visitor to the Super Bowl, with Staubach going 4 times and winning twice. Ironically, the second victory was against the Denver Broncos in January 1978. They were led by Morton, the man Staubach had replaced. So what did it say? Oh yeah, so Morton played in the 1978 Super Bowl, 1978 season, but they lost. Gotcha. Opposing players had plenty of good things to say about Staubach. He's one of the finest to ever play the game, said fellow Hall of Fame quarterback Bart Starr. I think if I had some of that Staubach competitiveness, I'd have been much better. Staubach had no shortage of nicknames. He's known as Roger the Dodger for his footwork, Captain America for his service to the country, and Captain Comeback for never panicking when Dallas fell behind. So he could never defeat Roger mentally or physically, Cowboys coach Tom Landry said in 1983. Troy Aikman began his college career at the University of Oklahoma. While there, he played for coach Barry Switzer. Oh shoot, who would later lead Aikman and the Cowboys to a Super Bowl championship. See, I didn't know that. This is why we do this. But Aikman wasn't getting as much playing time as he wanted in Oklahoma, so he transferred to the University of California, Los Angeles. And that's where he became a star passer. When Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys in 1989, he and new head coach Jim Johnson made Aikman their first draft selection. In fact, they chose Aikman with the first pick in the entire 1989 draft. However, Dallas promptly went 9-15, and Aikman started in 11 of those losses. But the Cowboys knew if they built a team around Aikman, he would become a star. In 1992, he did exactly that. Aikman guided Dallas to the NFC East crown and then into the Super Bowl. Against Buffalo, Aikman was unstoppable. He threw for 4 touchdowns and 52-17. It says Laffer. Oh, I thought I was going to say Slaughter. But it says 52-17 Laffer. Yeah. The Cowboys repeated as champions in the 1993 season, and Aikman had an even better season. He topped the NFL by completing 69.1% of his passes. Although Dallas fell short of the Super Bowl after the 1994 season, losing the NFC title game to San Francisco, Aikman and the team rebounded the next year with yet another championship. That gave him. Here's a picture. Nick Tooney is one of the longest serving Cowboys in history. Gave him 3 Super Bowl wins. 3 Super Bowl wins in 4 seasons, a record that has been matched but not broken. Aikman's 90 wins in the 1990s set an NFL record for a single decade. When he retired in 2001, he held 47 Cowboys passing records. And 5 years later, Aikman became a Hall of Famer. In my mind, I was always judged a quarterback by how he plays in the big games, said Johnson, who coached Aikman for 2 championships. How does he perform in the playoffs? Troy Aikman always came up big in the big games. Turning. Unlike Aikman, who was the top pick in the NFL draft, Tony Romo was ignored. Romo was a fine college quarterback. but he played for Eastern Illinois, a second-tier school not known for producing pro players. The Cowboys had low expectations for Romo when they signed him as an undrafted free agent in 2003. Romo served as a backup to veterans Quincy Carter, Vinny Testaverde, and Drew Bledsoe before getting his chance in 2006. After that, he never looked back. By the time he retired, Romo had set team records for passing yards and touchdown passes. For all his regular season magic, Romo struggled in the playoffs. Perhaps his most memorable or forgettable moment was the January 2007 playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks. With less than 2 minutes left, Romo was the holder for a short field goal attempt that would have given Dallas the lead, but he fumbled the snap. The kick never got off, and the Seahawks held on for the victory. During his career, Romo went 78-49 as an injury-prone starter. Those injuries finally caught up to him in 2016 when Romo hurt his back in the preseason. Rookie quarterback Dak Prescott stepped in, and he played phenomenally, eventually winning the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. There was a new star in Dallas, and Romo knew his time was up. Still, Romo was one of the most popular Cowboys for a decade. Makes his teammates better, said Coach Jason Garrett. Makes his coaches better. Makes his team better. It's been one of the great privileges of my life to work with Tony Romo, one of the great players in Dallas Cowboys history. Chapter 6. Should I stop there or should I keep going? Maybe I should stop there. Alright, I think I'm going to stop here for now. We've been on for about 3.5 hours, and I'm going to pick this up tomorrow and talk more Cowboys. See if I can get some more people online and just talk about the Dallas Cowboys. All right. This was fun though. I like talking about the Cowboys history and stuff. But yeah. I am going to Alright, thanks for everyone who was on stream today. Pick this up again tomorrow. And of course, go Cowboys.